See how the system's wheels creak, so to speak. So this might continue into something else. It might not. It depends on how things go and how you all feel about it at the end. For now, we'll set the simple setting for this. Let me just pull up the right bit of information. Cool. Essentially, a rich noble lost a fine good luck relic after a small town was ravaged by what most people have called bandits. And since he is a paranoid noble, he doesn't go by himself. He hires some other people to take care of it for him because he doesn't have his good luck charm. He's not going to risk it. The village has since been declared empty by most people, but it's a bit of a ghost town, so most people get the spooks trying to go to it. But hey, it's easy money, so why turn down the opportunity to hit the road, see some lands, and make some fast cash? Okay.
Right.
Alright.
Without too much. Wait. What? Cool. What is going on? Where's the map? I destroyed the map. How does this work? Do I just put Alt? Yep. Map. So, as you arrive at the edge of said village, which is guarded by a fort on a high location, it's part of a larger trade network, so naturally some people would try to build a fortress where they can. The fortress is up on the hill, you are down below, from whichever direction you feel befits. And, well, what you do know is that the noble fled from the fort itself, so odds are that's where you'll find it, but there's a whole village ahead of you. And who's going to tell you what to do?
Right. The whole emptied village.
It's surprisingly empty. Like, usually when bandits attack, villages are razed to the ground. Here it's like most buildings look like they're in pretty decent shape. This doesn't look like a loot and burn pillage situation.
Hmm.
It's also quite surprising that a bunch of bandits managed to overthrow a fortress, but there you go.
Also that, yes. Hmm. Alright. Will my military expertise, this seems a bit organized for a mere bandit attack.
Well, that is the feeling you get. Like when you originally heard about it, you kind of assumed that this whole place would have been razed to the ground, and that they would have taken up shop in said fortress. But none of that seems to have happened.
So, where are we observing this?
Oh, from a nearby hill. You are like a couple of minutes away if you want to just walk over there.
Okay. Do we see any movement in the village itself?
Not really. There's large clumps of houses close together, so it's difficult to say.
All right.
But you do know that most merchants that have gone to the town and then around it, out of superstitions, that there shouldn't be anyone left inside. Like, it's been a couple of days.
Okay. Well, shall we head down then?
Shall we?
So,
Well, I mean, we
so the
probably
place,
should.
so the place has been attacked by bandits, and everyone is gone, but the place isn't razed. Am I understand this right?
So the village is still there. It's essentially a ghost town.
When it should be a burnt down rubble.
Not really. It's kind of wasteful to tear houses down when they could be used for purposes.
Yes, but that's not how your usual bandit operates, you know?
Bandits
They
aren't really
use
known for long-term city planning.
Yes, they hmm. From my experience, bandits are much more slash and burn kind of people.
What would they earn from actually slashing and burning? Seems like a lot of extra effort for. Do they get to take away any riches if they
Make
do
people
it?
scared and panicked.
Yeah.
It's usually part of a fear tactic to keep people from doing anything.
Hmm?
Because
Well,
no one's going to run into a burning village.
they seem to have chased out people just fine without it, so I guess they didn't have to then.
Well, I mean, would you rather go after the bandits who stole your TV or go after the bandits who burned down the entire town? One of them sounds a little more threatening than the other.
What the hell is ATV?
The bandits who
Special
stole your
kind of
fireplace.
Yeah, I would probably be wary of someone that can take my chimney. It's
Well,
yeah, that's more impressive than just take down the rest of the house. Because the chimney is actually like the whole thing is made of stone instead of just being like wood.
could be a really buff elephant man.
Walking
Oh
down
yeah,
the
you
street
should.
like a team of 6 bandits carrying an entire chimney.
It's a very nice chimney.
Yeah. Real nice deluxe chimney. Okay, well, nothing for it then. The bold is marching into town.
As you approach closer, you do instead start to notice that the road you are traveling on, that eventually the tracks start to go around the village. Which is not unusual. There are usually like ring roads around particularly dense towns. Because, you don't always want to go through a place. Maybe you're on the go and you don't want to bother. But it's getting noticeably like this is forming. And the path into town is a little bit muddy. It did lightly drizzle a little while ago, but otherwise there's not been any extreme weather, so you're going to find the place as it was left.
Well then, should be easy to look through the place if there isn't even anyone to have made more of a mess than it was left in.
You do, however, feel the uncomfortable, sort of uncanny valley chill of being this close to what should be a lively civilization, quiet and dormant. Especially in the broad daylight like this.
Is
Holly's
Eerie.
like jogging around quickly, peeking into windows and stuff, seeing if there's like anyone or anything around.
Roll me on d6.
Okay.
So there's a little button off to the side. There's like this toolbar. Near the bottom, there should be this little weird, lots of triangle things, and if you hover over that, you can pick a dice and roll it.
Alternatively, you can always say you can type a chat command for rolling, but that works too.
Number 4. So as you peek inside the houses, you notice that it kind of varies from house to house what the inside looks like. Some houses are empty, and some houses have very clean-looking skeletons. In another, you find ashes. And then you stumble across a house where you just hear bonking, like loud thudding coming from inside.
Guys, there's something over here.
Okay.
It's kind of
Is there-
nervously turning around. Like,
Does that house even have a window then?
Is there a door?
It's a house. It has a door.
Right, I'ma kick it in.
build this house without a door.
I would prefer if it also had a window so that we could look in.
Well, that's what Holly looked through.
Yeah,
And
didn't see
she
anything, but just heard a sound coming from inside the building.
What? Bandits kicking door in.
It's a little late for them to still be kicking the doors down. But as
maybe
peeking inside, it's just your average, like, it's a small house, but it's clearly, like, layered on top of itself, which is kind of odd. They do have space. They could just build outwards, but who knows?
Well, Leopold is dumb as a sack of hammers and overconfident, so the door is going to get kicked in.
Well, to save you the bothers when you decide to try and kick the door in, it just flies open, as it was already, like, kicked off whatever... what are those things called again? Slide locks?
Hinges?
No, not hinges. Like the things you used to close doors back in the days. Like a little metal bar you slide.
a
Oh,
bolt.
deadlock.
A bolt,
Deadbolt.
yes. The bolt's already open. Or better said, pulled off the door. So, it's zero effort opening this thing.
Well,
Convenient.
Unfortunately, the door then just slaps off the wall and goes back to your face.
yeah. Stupid peasant door.
You stand in the main living area where there is like a small fireplace. Your average like table and chairs. There's some pewter plates stacked out.
Okay, so if there was a spooky noise, can I do something to ascertain where exactly am I hearing from in this little house? Does it even have multiple rooms?
It has multiple rooms from what you can tell. Like there are some doorways, but they seem to be going to either a storage location or some sort of open room. The bonking is not coming from here if it is, because it's slightly muted. It might be coming from upstairs, but the house is creaky enough that the sound could be coming from anywhere.
Oh, well, there we go. So,
Next to the
You
door, there was a
want-
staircase going up if you want to go upstairs.
maybe first, hey, you wanna give me a hand? Well, actually, help me up to the ceiling so that I can maybe put my ear to the ceiling and see if I can recognize something better if I...
Okay. I'll lift
LL.
LLN up.
Okay. In this situation, you're going to have to roll me your observation, but you get to add your species die because it's listen, and you're good at that.
Yeah. So, I
So you click it,
guess...
you add your mind because you're using your active mind for it.
Yeah, so I roll a mind and an
No.
observation.
Just go to observation. It will prompt you,
Yeah.
and then type in 4 for difficulty.
So I get to just straight mind and roll observation. Let's see if this works. Oh, I see. A 4 for difficulty.
Yep.
It is... Okay, there we go.
I'm sorry. What
Good start.
is that like you rolled only a 1?
No, when
Oh,
I'm
you rolled
hovering over it, it says I rolled a 1 and a 3 and a 4.
Okay, so you rolled 1 success. Okay. Sorry,
Yep.
I got this thing popped out for the stream, so I can't. So the rollover doesn't completely work.
Oh, I
Okay, so
see.
you got 1 success. Well, you hear that whatever it is that's coming from upstairs, and it's kind of weak thudding. Like at first you got the feeling that it was someone kicking, but it feels more like someone's like they've been at it for a while. It's got a steady rhythm to it.
I guess I can't tell whether it's someone stomping around or trying to bash something.
It's clearly not on the floor. Like it doesn't feel right for something that's on the floor.
Alright.
Okay.
Well, if that's all I can hear, I guess that's all the forewarning we can get. Alright, Leopold. You wanna lead the way as the big guy?
Right. Leopold is heading upstairs.
As you head upstairs, you see another door that's... This one has been knocked off its hinges. Or, well, one of the hinges, and now it just sort of sadly hangs off to the side inside. You see another pretty simple room. There's some hay thrown across the floor, for who knows what reason. And there's again 2 rooms. There's a room off to the side, which looks like a bedroom, and then there's a closed door opposite of the entrance, in front of which is a large beam that seems to have fallen from the ceiling. As you notice that half the ceiling appears to have collapsed into the room.
A large what? Beam?
A wooden beam.
Right, so another closed door, and we can see into what's past that door.
Well, the door is
Hopefully.
closed, and there's a beam in front of it, so...
Where's
Right,
the
well, I guess
this
that's
is-
another... This time I can put my ear to this wall and see if that makes anything clear.
Well, at this point, you don't really have to listen. Like, you can tell that this knocking is coming from behind that door.
Right, well,
Alright.
shall we just kind of try to unblock this door together?
Well,
I'm stronger
a good idea.
than I look.
first I'm shouting, "Who's there?" Just, in case.
Can I get an observation check from you, using mind?
Observation. Mind. And difficulty
4.
for submit. Yep.
You hear nothing.
Nothing. Yep.
You do notice that the knocking stops briefly.
Do I get something?
Well, you can try.
I mean, I'm more than willing to keep trying because I'm here to exist. Well then, versus C4.
You can very clearly hear that someone is like muttering behind the door weakly.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to suspect that there's someone trapped in there, and
Well, I'm.
it's probably someone that could appreciate our help rather than be hostile to us. So
Well,
let's
what are
get
we
this
waiting
beam
for?
out of the way.
Let's go.
Yep. I'm lifting the beam then.
I'm helping out.
This is
And me.
a pretty heavy beam, though.
Hmm?
What does your
Yeah.
body dice look like? A D10.
My butt.
Ooh.
Yeah.
A D8 on me, I believe.
Okay.
And a D4 on me, so I'm not helping much.
Well,
Yeah.
how about you all roll me that body dice together?
Just the body die. Really.
3.
Can I get one from Holly? Okay, there we go.
Thanks.
So you all put your back into it. This beam is very awkwardly lodged in place. So while you do manage to move it, you don't get to manage to move it out of the way quite yet. You do hear the floors creaking below you as heavy wood leans on not a support column.
So,
Oof.
what is this beam like? I'm guessing that one end of it is still stuck to the ceiling.
It's still stuck to the ceiling. This is clearly like a heavy cross beam.
Yeah, and the other part, the other side is resting against the floor.
Yes.
Well,
You can still touch the door, but you can't open it.
I mean, for all I care, we could just make a little hole in the floor here, and try to detach the beam to the ceiling and just let it drop to the floor below.
Okay.
How do you
I'm
intend
not
to
sure
make a
if
hole?
I'm not sure if this is something that I can resolve with the magic or
I have magic.
like. Can I use digging or can I use move earth?
Well, it's wood.
I guess.
Well, I will allow you to try and let's see, what would be appropriate here? I will allow you to just sort of improvise a magical effect to try and warp the wood, because it is kind of moldy with water. So it wouldn't be too hard to try and make it break apart so the beam could slide through.
Yeah, that's okay.
So in that case, you'd roll me a supernatural or swimming with your mind.
Supernatural or swimming. Okay, well, I guess supernatural is easier.
Versus
Just
4.
barely.
No, we're going to do versus 5 this time.
With mind.
Yes.
Okay, versus 5. Well, that didn't work. Oh well.
So while you try to shape the wood, you cause the planks to crack, and the beam hits a floor crossbeam. The floor shakes for a moment. It slides down and hits the wooden wall down below. The house shakes for a moment.
Ooh.
The door is a little bit more uncovered, but the crossbeam is still there. However, due to the way the door opens, you could like squeak it open a bit.
So
Okay,
this-
so how attached to the ceiling the beam is? Maybe now that it's kind
No
of
more.
in this.
It is like halfway up the door, 3/4.
Right, now that it's in this divot in the floor, maybe you could just kind of try to swing it around on its leverage point on the floor.
Would it be possible to jump onto the beam and try to dislodge it that way?
I mean, it's like what, chest waist height? You could easily climb on that.
Okay. So I'm going to put my whole body weight on this thing.
Okay. Give me a moment, because turn that on. Okay. Well, as you decide to sit on the beam, you hear creaking down below because this beam has smashed into the wall down and is stuck through it. So as you sit on it, it starts to break the wall. Once more, the house kind of shakes and shivers, but the beam is now almost horizontal.
Okay.
You could possibly slide it a bit further, like this.
Okay. Let's
Starting
give
to
them
think
a
this might be threatening the structural stability of the house.
It will
It's
be
horizontal. So if it's close to this wall that the door is on, we could maybe brace our backs against the wall and try to push it away.
Okay. Well, in that case, there's no real effort to put behind it, because the beam just kind of slides along, partially because of gravity, and partially because Leopold is on top of it, providing some extra weight for it to slide along.
We
How long do you sit on this beam? Or do you stand on it?
I would have thought that would make it harder to move.
I'm gonna be sitting on it until we can move it out of the way of the door.
So as it slides away, you just bump into the hole in the floor, which isn't your size, so you just kind of slide along towards the wall.
All right.
The beam stops, but it's out of the way of the door. It stops because it hits the wall of the building next to this one.
Oh.
So we made a hole in the wall, not the floor, and we can just slotted it out of the building. Okay.
Yes. That was why it was creaking when Leopold sat on top of it.
Fascinating. Well,
Okay, well, I'll get off the beam.
the village is still in a better shape than if it was burned down. Yeah.
It's better than if it was burnt. It's a low bar to set.
Well, that's the one we have to compete with, given that there are bandits here.
I-
Let's just open this door and gently open this door and
I do wonder what made the beam come down, though.
your weight.
No, like originally, since it was dislodged from the ceiling.
Well, this house doesn't seem to be in the best of conditions as is.
Guess so.
As you look on the floor near where the beam used to be, you can't help but notice like a tidy pile of ash. And a few blood splatters on the door.
Well,
Oh, I'm fighting here.
not unexpected if there were bandits. Oh well, let's be on our guard. I have my rod ready. I'm not going to use it as a prying tool.
Yeah. Open door.
You open the door outwards, because that's why the beam was in the way.
Yep.
And inside you see a very famished looking badger lady. By the looks of the bags under her eyes, she hasn't slept well either.
All
Are you
right.
okay?
Are you a bandit?
Let's assume not.
She gives you a most incredulous look and kind of crawls out of the room. Sort of clawing her hands at the light that pierces in through the roof and the window.
Alright. Maybe not then.
Look, you were trapped in here. I'm not letting you just go
She's
without...
not crawling out, she's just happy to be outside.
Oh, I misunderstood the clawing part, I guess. Do we have any rations on us? If we don't, do I have anything edible?
Probably have something on us. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure badgers are omnivores.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be too hard to just... Yeah, you probably came with the rations. Like, this is not like within a day's travel of the nearest town.
Yeah.
If you go on the road, you take some fruit with you.
Yeah, well...
And here's some trail mix.
Hey, wait up! We didn't rescue you just to... I mean, I hope we rescued you, but... At least... Tell us your story in exchange.
What happened here?
And you can have something to eat first, because you look like you're in sore need of it.
So, she takes the food. She sits back for a bit, mostly in the light where she can, because she's been in what you can now tell is quite a dark room, and also a very smelly room, because someone was in it for several days.
Maybe let's close the door back up. For now.
It will take a bit before she's fully recovered, but as she takes some drinks of water and fills herself up with valuable food, she does perk up a bit, like enough to tell you what she remembers, which mostly comes down to the fact that when this all happened, she first heard a scream coming from the south, then suddenly from the north, and then there was a whole bunch of clattering and noise and screaming and shouting, and she decided to lock herself up in the closet for time being, where there's like some food, but it's pretty clear that she was probably going to go for shopping if you decide to take a peek in such a smelly room. as it followed, she eventually heard knocking on her door, and then a whole bunch of screaming, and the bar falling down, and then she was stuck.
Well, you're the first person we've seen alive in this village, so maybe I shouldn't have said that.
She does kind of ask, like, where you came from, because after everything that happened, she kind of got the idea these people would be on warpath or something.
Oh, well, we've been sent here to investigate by who was the former lord of this place?
I have his name here somewhere. Okay, let me see. Well, his name was Lord Pomplamoose, but he wasn't like... He was sort of like the guy who just sat here, being fancy.
Yeah, well, still, he sat here, so maybe
she
he
kind of
has...
snorts and snarls at the fact that you mentioned that he made it out alive. Commenting on what a terrible ruler he is, that he just runs off like that.
Well, that's the point of... Okay, maybe not the point, but... As a ruler, you have other people to dispatch to do manual work, like killing bandits. Especially since he doesn't seem like the kind of person to have been any good at it himself.
Nope.
Yeah. So, well, if I were him, I would have just made a run for it as well and let my soldiers take care of it.
I mean, considering that he's not sending his own men. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Maybe he's run out of them.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Well, he sent us after he's run out of his own men. That's honestly not all that bad.
So, do you remember hearing anything? Anyone saying anything?
She thinks for a moment. She recalls, well, for one, the pleas of help of the person who was bumping on her door.
Well,
and then she recalls that after he plead, there was this... she doesn't quite recall the voice because she only heard it once, but he uttered strange things before the beam collapsed.
Oh.
Go on.
Well, that's kind of it.
Oh.
After that, she just heard the commotion from outside, but since she was locked in a closet, the noise wasn't all that clear. But it was pretty clear to her that the screaming subsided, and then it was just a lot of moving around, not a lot of orders being barked.
Okay, so this building doesn't seem like it's trustworthy. Do you know, as a resident of this village,
a what?
If there's some... I'm asking the badger lady.
What are you asking? The siren? Because I didn't understand the word you said.
As a person that lives here...
Yes?
That's all I said up to this point.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I misunderstood.
Citizen.
Yes. Sorry. I misheard here.
Yeah.
So as a person that lives here.
Do you know if there's some kind of main hall or similar main building that we could send any other people we maybe find to maybe hole up for now and try to start making sense of this place? We've seen at least one dead person So eventually you will probably want to bury them or,
Well,
start living again.
the most recognizable places in the village are the large warehouse and the inn, which are both adjacent to the central square with the well and all. And there's also the granary located at the river.
Yeah, so uh,
Mm.
this building, this building next to the main square looks.
The big building with the slanted roof is the storehouse warehouse.
Okay.
Yeah, well, maybe you'll at least find some kind of
Food.
a place where stuff is kept looks like a good place to have options for the coming future to me.
Hmm. If it hasn't been robbed.
Well, we'll see when we'll see. At the very least, it's hopefully for walls that can stand better than the ones around us right now. Also, let's get out of here. It's probably not safe.
Ah, yes.
But the inn
Place
is
is
made of
closed.
stone, and the warehouse is made of pretty sturdy logs, so you're not going to be breaking it down beam by beam.
Hmm.
Yeah, so, I don't want to break it down, I just want, if we find anyone else, we can all gather them at the warehouse so that they can, again, start kinda
It's a gathering
trying
place.
to rebuild.
Okay.
Yes.
She agrees to this and works herself on her feet.
This is a time of
No, I think
I
central place to evacuate from.
I'm not trying very hard to sugarcoat it. It's quite a tragic time that's here.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, you might be the sole survivor here, but don't be too disheartened.
Well, she was locked in the
well,
closet for several days. She's already gotten over whatever shock she has to some extent.
Good
I'm
for
sure
you.
we can find someone else in the area. Can't be the only person that's thought of locking herself in.
Well, we'll see what we'll see.
Indeed.
Yeah.
We'll see. Anyway, let's leave this groaning place. And guess we'll escort her to the warehouse since it's on the way to the castle.
Sure. You head outside. You're in the edge of the town because that's where Hollow started looking. It only takes a few minutes to get to the central square where you notice a surprising amount of well, they stacked all the bodies in a heap and burned them from the looks of it, or at least all the bodies that were bodies.
Also, sort of atypical behavior for bandits.
The smell has passed, luckily, so it's just a thin veneer of unpleasant death.
Right.
Well, it's
Quite organized bandits.
I'm less and less convinced that these were people that were just after profit. I would expect that they would be raiders from a hostile nation.
Yes, something like that would make more sense.
How does Holly feel in all this?
She's feeling quite queasy after seeing that giant stack of bodies, and is just kind of resting a hand on a wall, bracing herself,
That's
trying not to,
that's quite optimistic for someone who lives in an era where death was a lot more close to people. No,
Still,
like it's a very modern thing to not have to look a corpse in the eye too often. Hollywood probably have a little bit of stronger stomach, but still. Especially as a
yeah,
mailman,
but
you probably walked into people's houses and found them dead.
still, a corpse is one thing, but a giant pile of burned corpses.
I guess that is a very different image, yes. Especially since they didn't make sure they were like properly all the way cremated.
Yeah.
Like if
Great.
these things came to life as zombies, you'd be very scared. For a whole bunch of reasons.
Yeah. After
Uh,
taking a moment to herself, she like shakes herself off and joins up with other people. Others.
zombie
I
chat.
have dabbled in the supernatural. I've probably seen a fire elemental. Well, this is just another strange sight.
Hmm.
Unusual, not
Yeah,
quite what an average person would have seen.
like Leopold will have seen something like that after a battle, like a battlefield. That's ba- during a bandit raid. That's no. It seems organized, more and more organized.
Yeah, you really got to wonder whether there's anyone that would have it out for the Lord here.
Yes. Well, he was cowardly and probably incompetent, so hmm, probably not too hard to find enemies.
Alright, so
So you see, the Badger Lady has since entered the building.
All
Kind of
Yeah.
right.
walking in a daze. Probably
Yeah.
going to like. She sort of hand waves that she's just gonna take something she needs for the road.
Yeah, probably a might be a good idea to not hang around here.
She might have recognized some people in that pile. Somehow.
Yeah, probably not with
Hmm.
their faces burnt off. So
Well,
if
if
you guys would hash for a moment, maybe I could hear something. Like this place should be eerily quiet, so seems like as good of a time as any to hear any more creaking or thudding.
yeah, have you heard anything or seen any movement? And what does the castle itself look like?
Well, I'm gonna need some observation checks from all of you, since this is all passive here along.
Yeah, well, again, mind.
Yep.
Okay,
And
not sure what
typical.
to put down as difficulty.
Just 4. This is just passive hearing. Ooh, we got
Okay, you rolled a 5 and a 5.
awesome.
How do I do that again?
You go to the skills tab.
Yeah.
Then you go to observation. You click observation. Then you select the trait, which is mind. Submit, and then as difficulty number you enter 4.
Okay.
Jeepers, you guys got keen ears.
Sure we do, I'm a squirrel.
So, you've heard the following noises while rummaging around the place. You've heard a door going as it sort of slams around.
Oh.
You have heard a very gusty breeze, despite there being no wind.
Huh.
And, well, who knows? You can't always hear things. And the smell of rotting corpses unfortunately makes it very hard to smell anything.
Yeah, well.
Oh yeah.
So,
It's day, by the way, that we are here. Like daylight.
Yeah, there's a lot of daylight. You arrived here pretty early in the day, so.
a breeze when there shouldn't be one. That's something I'm curious about.
Hmm.
Can I roughly tell a directionality? Is it coming from?
You would know your way to find it if you were to go back to where you originally heard it, which wouldn't be like a trouble at all.
Yeah, well, might as well get to that.
Might as well get to that.
Because I can tell with my weather sense, that's a skill that there shouldn't be any natural wind.
Yep. It's pretty like it's not the kind of day where you would hear howling winds. No.
Yeah. Well, that's a lead to follow, and also I guess we could check out the door just so that it's... Maybe we could at least get it to close for... so that it's quiet and doesn't interrupt.
Hmm.
Okay. So you're gonna follow the wind or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just go.
You go back to the street you originally came from, as you walk the lady there. Then you go down an alley, and then another one, and as you turn, you see quite a strange creature in front of you, playing with
Oh no.
the piles of leaves that have been put on a compost heap.
Mhm.
It simply
A
whisks
strange
its
creature.
hand, and the leaves fly up.
How
Hmm.
strange a creature are we talking?
It is a, how do I describe this? Imagine a slender-looking bird, a rooster-like creature, with large plumage sticking out of its neck and head. And it appears, you're not quite sure, but there's something about its feathers that appear to be constantly shifting and moving, as if by a breeze.
Can I lure this as some weird wind elemental?
Well, since you're, do you have Elemental Apprentice?
Isn't that necessary for me to,
Yes.
like, isn't that
That is
starting?
necessary, so you would be very much aware that you are
Yes.
looking at like, if this isn't an elemental, that'd be very, very interesting.
Okay, so it's an actual elemental.
Yes.
Let's...
It's a sylph, to be specific.
Ooh. So I even know that much.
It's unnaturally slender for a human figure, so to the others, if you don't explain it to them, they'll just find this a very strange person. Anemic, but
What,
still smooth and pretty in a way.
what the hell is a human?
Yeah, humanoid. We'll use that term.
A very slender chick.
Okay, let me try to find the gifts in the rulebook so that I can figure out what was it that was actually said about me being able to communicate.
It's a
Because I recall something.
stunt reason with elemental.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, that. I want to look at the roles for that.
Hmm.
essentially, it means you can know how to talk to an elemental, but like you speak their language and all.
Nice.
I need to look up exactly what reason does. But in this context, it means you can, like, converse. So do you wish to converse?
Might as well.
Because it
But
is
first,
just
I guess...
blowing up leaves.
But first, I guess I can explain to my teammates that this is an elemental. I'm an elementalist, so I can recognize it and speak to it, but you two should not be afraid, but you will...
They will have no idea what's going on. Like, elementals don't understand you, you don't understand elementals if you're not trained in it.
Yeah, so do not be distraught by what happens.
All right. This is your expertise, so do what you need to do. And if you need me to cut its head off, just say the word.
Yes, I'm very much hoping it will not come to this.
That would be
But
sad.
then,
The less violence, the better, honestly.
Hmm.
Well, air elementals are usually either happy-go-lucky or easygoing or sanguine. You know, they're the fluttery type of life.
Hmm.
yeah. Okay, so well, we have one rank in negotiation. Nice. So, do I use negotiation to talk to it?
You can use whatever you want to talk to it. Depends on your angle.
Well, between negotiation and presence, I think I'll just use negotiation because
What are you going to try to negotiate with this creature? Like, what do you want to get out of him?
some light-hearted introduction, like I'm merely curious about why is it present here.
That's more gossip. That's more like you're being friendly, chummy, elbow rubby.
Yeah, but I don't have ranks in gossip.
Presence is actively asserting yourself.
Yeah.
Although I guess I could make it inquiry if you want. Like, it is technically you're asking something.
No, you could assert your uh, presence as an elementalist. Uh,
Yes.
Skills, negotiation, Nikon, no. I can convince people to do something they wouldn't normally do, which speaking to me at all probably is. Do elementals have names or something like that?
Well, what do you mean, names?
I mean, I guess I can't ask for an introduction from it, so I guess I should just ask for its purpose here, or its origin. Hey, elemental, speak to me, an unrelated person I can.
Well, alright. Roll me your inquiry.
Inquiry. Oh, right, do we even.
Although, since you are using your, like you're doing this from a career perspective, I will allow you to use your elementalist career dice on top of it. So, throw that in the right column.
Temporarily.
Okay, yeah, there you go. And then roll me mind or will, doesn't matter in this context.
Yeah, I mean, I bet I have like. Versus difficulty, who knows?
Well, that's up to them. They have to roll back if, you know, you don't
Okay.
score pretty dang high.
6 and 3 and 5.
6 and 3 and 5. Well, that's a damn good roll.
And it's a 6 from the will part of it.
That doesn't really influence matters in this situation. Let's take a look, see what kind of dice are we dealing with here.
Okay. Let's say that without the career, I would have a 6 and a 3.
Well, it can't actually make this roll. It does not have the dice to actually beat those numbers, so you ask it why it is here. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it kind of flutters over. and it blows the leaves around you, which seems to be mostly just harmless tooting around.
Yeah, I'm not afraid. I'm chill with whatever it's comfortable doing.
Well,
If it helps, it's big.
well, they are like easy to go with. And I love these freaking terms: caloric, phlegmatic. Ugh. How are those personalities? Those sound like slime.
Yes, they are based on the four slimes of the human body.
Yep.
Golly. Well, the elemental shifts in and says that it was that I am brought here. Of course, I was brought here by the person who put me in a tiny little stone.
Oh no. Do you know more about this person that you would be willing to tell me? Someone has done harm to the people of this place, and if you know something, it could help our people matters such as seeking the guilty party.
The people of this place. But there are no people here except you and
Not
them.
anymore. There used to be.
Why does this person matter to you? Isn't life just fine right here? Aren't these leaves more important? You gotta swirl them around.
So, in the time you were put in a stone, you probably didn't get to play with leaves either, so maybe you'd like to
Oh, I've played with
get.
many ashes around here. There's a lot of things to blow around and watch flutter. It's very important.
Yes, certainly. So, I am a curious person, and so I would like to know what caused this place to become like this. Ashes are not normally found in this kind of quantity.
And technically neither with skeletons.
Yes, very much so. So, if you have knowledge of any recent events here in the past, say, 2 weeks, that would involve people, I would appreciate that information.
I was floating high in the sky, correcting the many things of the flow. Someone down here was throwing around things a lot, creating waves in the sky.
Oh,
Okay.
You can roll me mind academics on that to know what that's
Uh,
actually supposed to mean, unless you're clever enough to figure it out.
throwing around and their ashes. I'm suspecting if someone put this elemental in a stone, I suspecting a hostile magic user. But of course, I can, of course, roll mind academics with. I got a 2, 3, and 3, so that's kind of lame.
You also didn't enter the right number. Yeah, but this is not like a hard thing to know since you're an elementalist. You do know that they are sensitive enough that you know spells were probably cast. And this thing must have been doing something with that. Who knows? Elementals are weird. As it flutters and dances away from you and goes to your friends and does similar things to them, insisting it's important.
Well, you are not being harmful, so I am completely fine with it. It's fun to interact in peaceful ways.
Yes, yes. The glee, the squee.
It is quite gleeful.
It is important.
Certainly, yes, it's great to see someone in such a high mood.
Um,
Of course, if you're not happy, then things might happen, like to Well, I shouldn't gossip.
Certainly.
Very subtle.
Okay, well, so I guess this is about as much as I can think to get out of this elemental. So
Twirls and spins away slowly.
yeah, I'm willing to just let it continue on its merry way. So what did we learn? There is a hostile magic trick user.
Which explains all the ash piles and the lack of any sort of like coordinated attack by bandits.
Right.
It's just
Well,
some dude slinging fireballs around.
Yes, that would be most unfortunate.
So
luckily,
Badger
Well-
Lady did say that screaming started from the north and the south. So there's probably more than one.
mm,
Or they took the time to flank around. It's not like it's multiple hours to get around the whole village.
Yeah. I'm kinda pondering whether elementalists as a career would be inclined to turn to such things as allying with bandits or commanding bandits.
Well, you can be just you can pick up the art of elementalism if you have the books to read. Like technically speaking, Dunrusser College just throws those books at people. Like if you have the money, you can get one, and you can technically learn it.
Quite a lot of money, but I suppose.
They are books, and they are expensive, yes, but so are teachers.
Yeah, so maybe this is just some misguided person that has learned how to fire and not much else.
and
I mean,
books can be
from
stolen.
what you heard, they managed to contain an elemental within a gem, which is a pretty impressive feat.
Oh, well. Right.
Okay.
And then they just let it loose and
Well, that's how you beckon its help. You're like, hey, get your freedom back, but you better do what I say, or I'm gonna kick your butt again. That's kind of how those deals work.
well, I guess I didn't properly ask whether the elemental had anything to do with the distraction wrought here.
Moving on, how does everyone else feel about this long, like, standing around and conversation with elementals? Just seems like a whole bunch of hoopla to you.
What? Yeah, what did that conversation sound like to us?
So, on one hand, you have Elelum, who is... How do you even explain this? It's kind of a mixture of magical gestures that create small effects in the air, and then it's sort of... Imagine if you're trying to decipher sign language that also has, like, spoken language, but they're both speaking something slightly different. It's very weird to look at.
Right. I guess Leopold would have just kind of nodded off at some point listening to this. Seem to be going well. Just kind of take a cat nap.
Big cat,
Lean
big
against,
nap.
lean against
Toe
the wall.
beans.
The beans, show us the goods.
So yeah, waking up. So we have a some kind of dark wizard then, or something.
That's what I'm afraid is the case.
Right then.
A little more complicated than bandits.
Well, As long as he has a butt that can be kicked, it shouldn't be too hard.
Yep.
Sure. Onwards to the castle then, I guess. Unless there's any more sounds or anything here. Mhm.
Yeah, it's... What? The bandits appear to be gone, so I've really got to wonder whether any of this guilty party here... Okay, maybe not guilty as much as responsible. We are not agents of justice or anything.
Hmm.
But I'm not sure if any one of the responsible party has stuck around. But yeah, I suppose if we were to find this elementalist anywhere, it would be in the castle, keep, place.
I would suspect the tower. Wizards like towers, right?
It's fair enough.
You're not wrong, they're tall and imposing, and
Hmm.
High up, down low.
we are supposed to be looking for some lucky trinket. I wonder if it had any kind of magical value that the wizard might decide to keep it. Because if so, then
Ah.
finding him might find us the trinket also.
Sounds probable.
Yep.
Okay then.
Exciting.
Off
Very.
to the castle then.
Yes.
What does the castle's like condition is? Just looking from here, from the village.
Well, it looks alright.
Alright. Wall still standing and so forth.
Now, the tower, when you were standing on the hill before you entered the village, the tower looked like it had taken a big bite been taken out of the side, but the rest looks fine.
Okay.
Yep. I wonder if the hole in the tower would be a way for us to get in, because going in through the front door would be difficult if it's closed.
Indeed.
I mean, I could probably scale the wall if I tried very hard, but I don't want to force the rest of you to do it.
I mean,
Well,
I can fly.
yeah.
Okay, then I guess this leaves Mr. Big Katie.
Hehehe.
Oh, I have no talent in climbing.
Well then. Well, oh well then.
Then let's investigate the tower from... I mean, at worst, we don't really need the gate anyway, so... I mean, most of us don't. So the tower is as good of a place as any. So we move on.
Right. So let's approach the castle then. I guess from the side
From the side.
and keep a lookout for any movement on the walls.
You don't see much movement on the walls.
Not even any bandit activity.
The most report you heard was there's nobody there. So
Yeah. It was just all elementals.
that'd be very impressive.
Just one dude and a whole host of elementals.
Oh wow, new map. Well, this certainly looks like the tower's pretty open to inquiry.
Yep.
So you approach it from the side, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from the tower end of it. If there has a big chunk missing, that
So-
would be a hole.
How do you approach it from the side? Do you walk across the side of the hill? Do you walk next to the wall of the castle? Tree line? What?
Next to the wall of the castle sounds about right for the last leg of the journey.
Makes
Yep.
sense. Will be less tiring. As you approach
Just-
from the side, you are free to drop your tokens onto the table. I'll do it for you. Here.
Oh, we have tokens, right. Nice.
Dum-de-dum.
So as you would approach it from the side, you hear voices coming from the opening, or at least where you assume the opening is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What kind of noises are we hearing? Yes, approaching. Hmm. Oh,
Yeah,
Is,
what are?
I don't know what's going on.
Is that what we are hearing?
Well, I'm trying to.
mysterious.
Oh, there we go. Okay, it's just really stupid about this. Anyway, the voices you hear are just kind of chitting and chatting, talking about the weather.
Oh,
You
well,
hear sometimes
that's...
a name drop, but it's not a name you recognize.
Okay, but they sound like people.
They sound like your average people, yes.
pretty casual about being in a partially ruined keep overlooking a ransacked village. Okay, then.
Sounds like we
Yeah.
found our bandits.
Okay, there are some
Oh,
people here then.
so... How about we stay hidden for the longest time possible before trying to catch them?
Hmm.
I mean, you don't know who they are. They might be guards.
Yes, that's the point,
I
like...
mean, they talk about a certain sir, so they know a certain knight.
I would still prefer to exercise caution and start asking questions when we are sure that they will not attack us. Possibly because they are pinned down and disarmed.
Um.
So you're gonna try to peek around the corner to see where they are or something?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna need some stealth, which will be
Uh,
speed
from me or Leopold.
from whoever's gonna peek.
Okay, then I have A rank in stealth and I have like finite speed, unless you all have more stealth than me.
I don't have any points in stealth.
Yeah. No.
So be it. Speed versus...
4.
Okay, that's less likely then. Well then.
Two successes.
Yeah, you did it.
A 5 and a 4. Exciting.
Very.
So,
Okay, so I am probably here-ish. This looks like a corner to pick out of.
Yep, you're like scuttling out to the rubble and looking around. You see 2 figures who they don't look like the kind of people who will be associating with someone who calls himself Sir Wilson, is what I'm trying to say.
So they look bandity.
Leathery armor, a little bit shabby. They carry themselves better than the average bandit would, but
I guess ones that have just ransacked a noble's keep would possibly be able to carry themselves at least.
they'd probably be dressed better than this.
Mercenaries, maybe?
Hmm?
What?
Huh?
Oh my goodness, what's going on?
Wouldn't hear you, BK.
Oh, I said mercenaries, maybe.
Could be.
Well, so just in case, the worst thing I can think of is if they were hostile and then proceed to somehow alert anyone else present in this area. So I guess I'm going to whisper at Leopold. Okay, so there are two people, one on the right and one on the left, so to say.
Mhm.
You take the one on the left, let's kinda jump out and tell them to stand down, hands in air immediate.
Oh, all right. By the way, what is Elele? Like a squirrel?
Yep.
Okay. So
Can I
yeah.
can I use presence to
That one big lion and accompanied by a squirrel and a bat.
What do you want to
Very
do?
threat.
Oh yeah, maybe you have better ranks in presence.
Well,
I want to tell them to not move.
well, I'll certainly help her with that. Just like stepping into view and shouting freeze.
Okay, so here's how here's how
Hands
a
up.
scare works. Just so you know how this works. You roll
Hands
your
up.
body, will, and presence versus their body, will, and presence. And after that, you are sent reeling. And odds are that if you fail, they're going to take this aggressively. In which case, you start the battle reeling, which is not good.
Okay. Body, will, and presence.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I have like D8 and 2d6s in these, so I'm feeling pretty decent about this roll.
Okay.
Okay. How
How do I put both body and will into this?
No clue. Just roll, pick
Okay.
one, and then roll the other neutral.
Okay, you know what? Maybe I should just do
You can
like
always
separate rolls.
Yeah, you can always just use your own type of rolls,
Yeah.
or use the
do
advanced
I
dice roller.
like? Do I also roll?
Yeah, technically speaking, you're both taking a scare action.
You know what? I'm just going to
Um,
make the rolls one by one.
Okay, your highest is a 6, which is not bad.
Yeah, that's of my body.
Is that a difficulty 4 or
No, this is a contested one.
oh? So
Yeah,
I just
because
roll.
it's a contested one, we can't put difficulty down.
Okay, well I just roll these. So it was body, will,
And presence skill.
and presence. That's it. 1d4 plus 1.
Wow,
Okay.
I'm scarier.
this big scary line stands out. Just well,
I'm feeling sleepy.
unfor.
Okay. Also, I have jumped out from behind the corner, so
Oh.
Scooch around.
Oh.
stand down, you two.
Huh.
Yeah.
They're not impressed at all.
Really?
They both rolled like 3 6s. No, wait. They rolled 3
Mm.
6s in total. Like one rolled 2, one rolled 1 6. So there's no successes for you in this.
Oh.
Ouch.
They just kind of chuckle.
Mm. Oh.
Stand down, huh? Is that what you people call it when
Yeah.
you give us the goods?
Wait,
Well,
no.
depends on what kind of goods you have in mind. 'Cause my friend here has... What weapon do you have again?
A longsword
Yeah,
and teeth.
yeah. So my friend here has a sword that he might not be too hesitant from giving you.
Yeah, I'm gonna give my goose to guts. Yeah.
So you guys
They laugh.
you
They
guys
fucking
rethink whether you really want to do this.
Well, we've gotten away with it so far. And Sir Wilson's probably going to have a good time as well once we bring you in. So they jump off their little rocks. And it all
Right.
begins.
Okay, so we are railing. What's that mean?
Well, no, technically you had enough time to just recover from your ing.
Mm.
You've had that moment. You need it. However, you get to roll initiative for me.
Mm.
Ain't that exciting?
Whoa.
You roll initiative, by the way, versus 2, because you were very close to them. Let's see. They roll... Okay. Oh my. So, Lady 1 starts off with Sexy Focus. How do I put that down? Whoopsh. Oh, that's another. What do they look like? Okay. The good news is, Alella and Holly both start with Focus. So,
Right.
the way Focus works is it sometimes gives you a bonus to certain things depending on the gifts you have. But what it mostly means is that at any point you can cash in your Focus and basically perform an interrupt against someone. I don't know if it resolves immediately. I think it resolves immediately. And if you have extra actions, you can use those too, because it technically becomes your turn, which is hilarious. You can also use it to do 3 actions in a turn. Don't forget, you get 2 actions per turn. You can never take the same one twice in a turn. So you can't attack twice. You need to do all kinds of things to get that. But Leopold has only 1 success. And what does that mean? You get to take a ready action, or a reload action, or the stride action before battle starts.
Okay.
And everyone else also gets to take a ready action, a reload action, or a stride action, since you all also get ready.
And
Right.
stride lets me move, presumably.
Well, it lets you move your stride, which, unless you have the gift of fast mover, is 1.
Alright.
Okay.
You can also do the ready
Awesome.
action, which you need to pull out your weapon, which can be a spell, or your weapon, or whatever.
Right, let me scroll back down to my prepare elemental weapon thingy.
And since we are dealing with a stalemate, this system set goes side by side. So that means you guys get to go first, and you guys get to say who goes first, and who goes second, and who goes third.
Yeah, I guess I want to go after Leopold.
And it makes sense for you two to go before me, since you're the ones who jumped out.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Well, I'm readying my sword then.
It's probably just a good idea in general.
The sword is
Weapons out.
readied.
This place looks like a good place to prepare move earth, given all the rubble.
There's plenty of good chunks of rubble around.
Yeah. So I guess I exhaust my elemental apprentice.
Exhausted.
Right.
Okay.
Gifts.
Is everyone
It's
ready
a
to go?
it's a battle. Okay. So I will have it for the next one.
Okay.
All right. So what do the
Okay,
goodies do?
so as my ready action, I have readied my.
Well, technically, the ready action from ready takes place before the battle starts, so you can technically do ready another action on your return, as in ready another weapon. But
Okay.
Right, so I'm now holding like. I guess I can. Yeah, so I can hold a spell in my wand,
yes, that negates
and I can
reflexes.
hold my rod for holding it. And I can also take a step back, I guess. That's my stride.
That's your action.
No, that was my stride from initiative.
No, you do 2 ready actions then? Because the ready is an or situation. Oh. Okay.
Tell me again what initiative did.
Initiative in this situation is you get a bonus to before the first round even starts, and that is you have focused because you got 2 successes, which gives you focus on the beginning turn. But it also
Right.
lets you take ready, which is before battle you may take 1 ready action and either the reload. Oh, okay, you can't get to take stride. It's 1 ready
Yes.
action and the reload. Okay, that's me reading it wrong.
Yeah.
So take your stride.
Like, I think you read it right the first time, and so that's what I thought it was.
I read
So
it
yeah,
as yeah.
I take a step back.
You take a step
Okay.
back.
Yeah. So that's my initiative actions. Now I let Leopold do his thing.
Right then. So, how many actions do I have now?
You have 2.
2.
And you have your focus, which you can spend whenever you want, even on their turn.
Okay. So, first action will be to stride forward. And, well, I have a gift called Charging Strike.
Ah, yes. Charging strike. If I'm correct, that is a atavism. No, that's battering strike I'm thinking of. Battering charge, to be specific. Charging strike. You may charging strike. First declare a foe no further than 12 paces away, then roll your sprint dice and move them in a straight line towards your foe. If you fail to reach your foe, otherwise you stop when you reach your target. Roll me your sprint dice, which is usually just your speed.
Right.
And he needs to move how far exactly to reach this guy?
Oh, he just makes it. Well, don't even bother rolling. You're 1 step away. I just realized you're 1 step away from him.
Okay, so he just kind of bounces forth.
Whoop. Okay.
Okay, now
And then. So.
And then some murder happens, I'm guessing.
Rolling sprint die, move my sprint line towards your foe. Stop. Otherwise, stop and play at your rolling attack, melee attack against your target. Right. So, yeah, I'm just roaring forward with my and try to swing at whatever they are.
Well, one of them is dressed up in shabby clothes. The other one is a very angry-looking bird.
Okay.
Mostly because you're
Which
shouting
one?
and running.
So, which one is this one that
Well,
I'm
they
running
both are
towards?
essentially statistically the same. You think they're both an equal fight.
Okay. So, I'm running at an angry bird.
And there's the other one, I believe, given the tokens, so I guess you're running the shabby one.
Okay. Well, I got good news. You do hit them. For 3! So let's see what their soak roll says about this. Wow, they got a lot of soak dice. Well, you do hit them good, because they are now hurt, which means they take +1 damage on every subsequent attack, which is not very nice. They are also, let's see, what kind of icon would be good for this? This one just works. They are also afraid, because you dealt 2 damage to them. So they kind of scurry back a bit. And the turn goes on to whoever you say goes, or whoever you want to go. Oh, you have another action, don't you? because you only took charging.
Oh yeah. So I can attack again.
No, you can't.
Uh,
You can only attack. Well, I think you can attack again if you go with your focus to interrupt later. It's
okay.
weird.
So, uh, what kind of actions do I have?
Well,
Like,
there are a couple you can take. You can do something like you can aim to increase to get a bonus d12 on your next attack. You can guard to get a bonus d12 on your defenses. I think because you're a veteran, you get a d12 instead of a d8.
yep.
You can also rally your allies, which gives them bonuses. Although I don't think there's anything major you can actually give them right now. Unless you have True Leader, then you can give them thing. You can also refresh a battle gift, if you wish. But aside from that, there isn't too much you can do. Guard and aim are never bad choices. Especially now that you're blind to interrupt.
Yeah, like now that you're standing in front, maybe garden is
Okay.
not the worst of ideas. I don't know.
Voice connection is going bad.
Oh no.
Yeah, I didn't really hear anything you just said.
You can aim, you can guard.
Okay.
You can,
I guess I'll guard. Just slam into them, send them reeling, and then put my shield up.
Excellent.
Uh,
Who goes next?
and let's say Elelele.
Yeah. Okay, well, guess I want to toss some rubble at the other guy. Burb. That's my attack. If I can do it at some distance.
Well, you can do it. You got a clear aim, so.
Great. Well, let me pull up my combat
This
stuff
one's a weird one. This one is versus 3.
Yeah.
So what are their speed and dodge stats looking like? A whole bunch of crap. Great.
8 to hit.
Doesn't really matter here in this context. They got 0 successes, so what I need to see instead is your successes, which are higher than 3. So that's 1, and that's 2. So that's plus 2. What exactly is the effect of Move Earth again?
1.
Yeah, it says 1, but that doesn't help me here. Let's see. Move Earth does damage plus 1, so that's damage plus 3. Counters Earth. Okay. You deal 3 damage, which in this case means I get to roll more dice to see if they soak it out. Oh, wow. They are sent reeling, as is the other guy. But otherwise, he seems to be perfectly fine. Just
So I didn't even get him hurt. Okay.
Reeling is still a lovely effect because everyone gets a bonus d8 against them, or a penalty d8 on them, as it is. What else do you do in your turn? You've attacked, so.
Yeah, do I have to re-ready my spell
you first
after
have
each
to
time?
refresh it.
Well, I guess that's my second action, I refresh it.
Cool. What is Holly planning to do during all this?
Well, my plan is probably to stride forward, have a stride of 2, and then toss a dagger at the lower one.
Awesome. Go ahead and do that. And let me roll a whole bunch of dice. Actually, he can only roll 1. And he fucks it up. Oh, let's see. You rolled a 2, a 7, a 1. So that's 2 hits. Then there's also the penalty d8 because he's reeling, which is an 8. So
Ow.
you hit him for 4 damage. I hope he doesn't botch the soak roll. He botches it. There's no not a technical botch, but he did fail all of them. So he takes 4 damage and goes down.
Jesus.
So first he gets hit with earth and his shield sort of flings off to the side, and you just toss a dagger right in between. Well, it's in his throat. He's gonna need a doctor very fast.
I'm a doctor.
He just
thank goodness.
He just collapses on the ground into the rubble.
Okay, so I hope the other guy is convinced not to resist
The other
more.
guy is afraid, so he can't actually attack, nor can he recover from
Yes.
this because his friend is like out of commission. So he just kind of
Yeah.
throws down his arms, and up go his arms.
Right then.
Hands in air immediate.
Should have done that from the start.
Well, you sure showed
Yeah,
him.
that's what I...
Right then.
What do you even want? Why are you even here?
Well,
Well, the former owner of this place sent us.
Oh. Lord Pomplamoose. Oh, you should tell that to Sir Wilson. He'd love to hear about that.
Well,
Yeah.
we would rather you didn't tell anyone. So you have the choice of tying yourself up, or we can do that for you, I guess. Including a gag, so that you do not squeak or make whatever noise you make. Or else, well, you see your friend over there.
That guy's fucked
Do
up.
you surrender?
They surrender. They're not in the position to fight.
Yeah, okay. So,
guess we produce rope from somewhere.
Yeah, you probably
Also
would like some
retra-
basic adventuring stuff like rope. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I
Also
mean,
retrieving
I
my
believe we
dagger.
have like
It's
2
got
junk
plenty.
masters in the party. We probably have rope.
Yeah. Got a lot of rope.
We're gonna need more rope.
Nah, we've got enough. Okay, can I do something about this guy dying?
You can roll. You can roll me mind and academics versus 3, which means versus 4 because of how the actual math works, as Belmore told me.
Mind and academics, okay.
And then difficulty number 4. I mean, it kind of makes sense because usually you equal and top, but
I got a 7 from my career.
excellent. Then he gets to roll a bonus d12.
I
And
get
he
my
rolls a
knife
2.
back.
So that didn't do much good for him, but he's still fine. As fine as he technically could be. He rolled a 6, so he is hurt, injured, afraid, confused, and sick. So he's just kind of he's gonna need a good night's sleep, and then a couple of months of recovery.
Yeah,
He
well,
just gets shanked in the neck.
It's one
Maybe
hell
you
of a
should-
throw.
maybe he should have just given up when he had the chance, because we were asking nicely.
To be fair, no one saw that coming.
Like, you don't even have to tie this guy up. He's not gonna stand up for a while, technically.
Better safe than sorry, right? Have enough rope.
At least make a comfy rope bed.
Yeah.
So you rope him and gag him.
Well, we definitely do that to that one.
Yeah.
And this guy, I guess just rope him.
It's
It's easy enough to do.
create a rope
Yeah.
hammock for him.
Okay, so
All right then.
actually,
Oh,
can we ask this guy here while he's still alive?
before we gag him,
Yes.
how
Yeah,
many of How many
Where
of
is that
you are
Wilson you
there?
speak of? And if you scream to warn anyone, this time we have a clear shot at you. And a friend that's not afraid to put daggers in people's throats.
I'm a mailman.
Yes, a person
never
that's
trust
not
Holly
afraid.
with a letter opener.
Yeah,
We have a
friend.
friend that's not afraid to go postal.
Yep.
I mean, I think the bigger. I think at this point, Mr. Big Lion could just flop on top of him.
Mm.
Okay, he just kind of throws it. There's this, like there's the two guys that do the run in ahead, and then there's the other guy, and then there's the sir.
Okay.
There's the two scouts, two like one more guy who can properly hold a sword, unlike those idiots, and you got the sir,
Who's the
Right.
sir?
Sir Wilson, big knight, heavy
Yeah.
armor.
Where is everyone you've just mentioned?
I know Sir Wilson should be in like the big block thing somewhere in the main room. I saw him last.
And what's this Sir Wilson's deal then?
I don't know. He's got some personal gripe against this Pomplamoose guy.
Right. Noble.
What the hell are you here from Pomplamoose? Guy's not worth anyone's time.
He's paying us?
Of course he's paying people. It's the only way he knows how to make anything happen.
Yeah, that's what nobles do.
That's-
No, they pay people because they can do shit otherwise.
Yeah. That's how I make my living.
Well,
Duh.
this bandit is like, no heart for romantics.
Well, thanks for the help.
Oh.
Sorry
and-
about having to beat you up like this.
And sorry
Uh,
about your friend.
What about
okay?
the wizard?
What a wizard.
I guess Sir Wilson is not a practitioner of magic then?
He knows how to hold a sword, but that's it.
But
Well then, we've got a mystery on our hands.
so you don't know about the wizard?
Now he just showed up because this whole place was deserted. He kind of hoped to find the guy's body, Pomplamoose, under a boulder somewhere.
But wasn't he alive to give us this task?
Yeah, but they were like, hey, look, his castle's attacked, and there's a big hole in this wall, and everyone's dead. He might be dead. Or we can find him, afraid, hiding somewhere,
Oh, okay, so I guess that's one thing that
So
we
you
didn't
came-
get. You came
So-
later and
Yeah.
are not
Yeah.
responsible for this sorry state of this place.
Yeah, their timing
Oh.
was impeccable in terms of comfort.
Until we came along. Oh, well, sucks to be you.
Arr.
I guess since you haven't actually ransacked this place, you're not really guilty of anything but getting in our way, and that's not really a crime per se, so you might be free to go, but you're being detained for your own safety and ours for now. I hope Sir Wilson is not as trigger happy as you are. What's a trigger? Oh, pistols exist in this world.
Pistols exist in this world, and so do crossbows. So technically speaking, people know what trigger mechanisms are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I hope he just gives up without having to go through this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well,
We'll see.
so yeah, just sit tight here. We'll be back in probably less than an hour, honestly.
Don't worry about it. We're fine.
Mhm.
Okay, you go on then. I assume.
Yeah.
Unless
Let's
that makes
go
an ass out of you and me.
So in the big block, I'm guessing that this is the courtyard, and instead he would be in this like keep place.
Yeah, this the central area is the main courtyard with a well and all.
Yeah. So I guess we go to the keep by just the way of this corridor here.
Roll me a 1d4 as you travel.
Just say plain 1d4.
Yes, just a plain old one.
Two.
Yeah.
Two.
Oh, I don't get a
Oh.
tool.
That's two twos. That counts.
Let's take a look. They roll. Ooh, which one am I gonna pick now? Because I only want a 1.
And probably the first one that happened.
All right. As you start walking through the hallway, there's like quivers of arrows stacked up to the sides, probably for defenses. There's those usual crenulations and firing holes and what have you nowadays in fancy places.
Well, Pamplemousse sure knew how to hire a decent architect.
Yeah.
Like,
But as you walk
delegating...
across, one of the quivers just on the ground.
Hey, do I
Okay.
want to keep it?
Uh,
I don't have a bow. Why bother?
I do.
Oh, then maybe you want to keep it.
Well, there are quite a few of them. So. Do you use a bow, Holly?
More of a throw-in kind of
Hmm.
kind of fighter.
Well, you can
Help
throw
yourself.
arrows. They're like big
Not
darts.
really.
I feel like there's a more effective way of getting an arrow from point A to point B.
Yeah, well, let's just move on. You want to keep it, you can keep it.
There are
At
bows
worst, we'll
like
have
stacked
to...
up as well, just in case
Hmm.
someone needs to step up and fire.
Yeah, well,
Okay. What
we could consider that, but I guess I'm more comfortable with my magics.
kind of bows?
It's mostly like cheaply made short bows,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
there are a few like long bows with like name tags attached to them, like scribed into the side.
Well, if we find someone that won't miss theirs anymore.
I guess I'll snag up a longbow. That's nice.
You have a longbow. It belongs to a person called Ada.
Hmm.
Though considering where you are, if Ada's probably not alive if she hasn't claimed it so far.
Yep. Well. I'll.
Maybe you can ask the Badger lady later whether she knows Ned.
The village
Exciting.
people know about people. Well.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
Longbow,
keep going for now.
Corral of arrows. Sure. Do the arrows look special or anything like
They're
that?
just mass manufactured arrows, the kind you just make in bulk to have something to shoot at things.
Yep. Okay. I just pick them up then. Just, might as well.
You approach a door at the end of the hallway.
Yep.
Let's...
The dark and dusty light of this long hallway hopefully will make way for something brighter.
Yeah, well, I would like to do the classic, put my ear to the door to hear people talking behind it or not.
Observation plus species die, since I think you got hearing.
Species die, okay. Skills, observation, species, submit versus a 3,
Yep.
4.
4. Type in 4. Oh,
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah.
While you don't hear much like beyond this door, you get the feeling there might be someone in one of the rooms adjacent to this room. Although since they're talking, there might be 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so there are people talking again. Okay.
Can you make out what they're saying?
Can I?
I mean, they're through a wall and through a wall, so at most you hear like shh, shh, shh.
Well, it's still better than not knowing at all. Okay, so let's... So there are 2 doors, one to the right and one to the left. as far as we can tell.
The end of the room
Which-
ends in a large, like, table area, probably used as like the war room.
Yeah. So I'm thinking we try this thing again where we try to barge into one of the rooms. Actually, we can do that to both. You take the one to the left, I take the one to the right, I guess.
Uh,
Or the other way around, doesn't matter.
I'll take the number 10.
Yeah. So I guess we... Actually, can I put my ear to the door again to...
Yep. They are sturdy wooden doors, but you can put your ear on them without killing yourself.
Yeah, like I'm I'm just trying
Nasty
to
splinters.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out which room the people we heard would be in. Would it be this one or the other one?
Well, no checks required. You clearly can tell that they're in room number 7.
Oh, well,
That saves us some time.
Okay.
okay.
So,
Leopold, you wanna sit
Oh.
in front and barge in and tell them to stand down again?
okay, I'll put my boot to the door. Whoop.
Wham!
All y'all stand down.
So that was very needlessly excessive, because you see like a small skitterish person and a froggish person who just kind of fall over. In between them is a dice set, some lockpicks, like the kind of stuff you'd expect from someone who does a whole bunch of stuff. But they don't look like armored or equipped for any sort of fight whatsoever, and they just fall over backwards and like, ah!
Yeah, you two. Shut up
Lose
and
everything
sit down.
Yeah, we won't harm you if you don't try to harm us first.
Well, if you
Which
want us
the
to not
previous
scream,
people we
we
tried
already
this on
screamed,
did.
So.
Arr.
But yeah, they raised the point that if you wanted them to not scream, you've already failed at that part.
Whatever.
Don't
You,
don't
you two
scream
with this-
more.
What?
You two with the Sir Wilson?
We're pretty much the only people here, so yeah, if you know them.
Well-
No way to barge in here. Breaking down doors.
Oh,
You know, we were just kinda...
you the scouts.
Yeah, well, in a sense,
Okay.
we're the people with their heads on our shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And if
so-
you want to keep it that way, let's rope them.
We're not gonna do anything funky.
Yeah,
Like you would just stomp us into the ground. How about we give you something and we just go out into the courtyard?
Mm,
Okay, so maybe, you know, Wilson upstairs?
That's what we think. We heard him stomping around there a bit ago.
Yeah, great.
You're not trying to hurt him or anything, are you?
Yeah, like, all we want to do, as you can see, is talk to people. We will only hurt people if they would try to hurt us first.
Don't go around that corner. Word of advice.
mm,
Go to the tower. Nothing there, I promise.
yeah.
Yeah, about as much nothing as in the entire village, honestly. I mean, you've seen it, right?
So,
Yeah, so we were just hoping that this Wilson, Sir Wilson fella,
you guys
gives
seen
us as nice of a chat as you do.
you guys seen anything weird in town or here?
What do
Weird
you mean
chicken dog
weird?
thing.
Like elemental weird, magic weird?
Well, I mean, we might have seen some weird things like elementals, ghosts, but you can't expect those things with a town like this.
Hmm. More than usual.
I mean, usually you don't have ghosts in a fortress, no?
There's a ghost.
see them looking at each other, and one like spins his finger next to his head.
Yeah.
Just
Sorry, this Baldy here, not much of a thinker. Well,
yeah, we think it's a ghost with something floating through the walls. That's all we saw.
yeah,
Oh.
well, great. Maybe we can take care of that as well for you. I mean, not for you, but like for anyone that would be planning to live here in the future.
I don't know. We're only staying here until Big Man finds out where the guy goes.
Oh, he left.
Oh,
Like, he
No,
fled the
not that big
place.
guy. The guy that lived here.
Yeah, that guy. He fled, like, when the place was attacked. He's not here.
Well, they're going after. He's going after Lord Pomplamoose. Throw, sling some dirt at the man for abandoning his post like this.
Well, yeah, he did
oh,
do that.
so okay, well, guess we really don't need to bother you guys. Let's go find Wilson.
Oh, what does the trinket look like again?
The
That
good
we're
luck
supposed.
charm is a little silver necklace
Hmm.
with a small sapphire within.
Okay. You two seen a silver necklace with a sapphire by any chance?
I'm pretty sure Wilson ransacked this room if you're looking for something from him.
Oh, so he's a ransacker kind of person. Oh well.
Well, he was here looking for some dirt on the guy, so.
Thanks for your help, guys.
Yep. Don't do anything stupid, or I will kill you.
They snicker to each other. There's something very funny about this. But you don't
There
really
is.
know.
Okay, so they were the true masterminds and we just let them go. That's probably it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I just go upstairs.
You didn't pay attention, is the point.
Okay. So
Zip.
here's
You
this,
head upstairs, and as you do, you see conversing at a table.
where's the
You need to go on the token layer too, boy.
No, don't.
I can flip him right.
No. There's a lizardy person and a deer person.
There's a guy who is a deer dressed in pretty heavy-looking armor, and there's a pugilist would be the good way to describe him. He looks like the kind of guy who could probably throw one heck of a punch.
All right.
Who, unlike the
Okay,
other two, doesn't have like a bow or anything on him.
Yeah.
Right. Bunch of fellow and a deer fellow.
Would any of you, by any chance, be Sir Wilson? Probably probably the deer guy.
The large deer rises up. Judging by his armor, he's probably a sir, or was a sir at some point, because that's some fancy-ass armor in terms of, like, details. And who is asking?
Hi, I'm Holly.
Oh yeah, Holy say mailman, you see.
We hasty.
We came to pick up a package.
A package.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah, it might have got like tossed around a little bit in the scuffle that happened here. But...
Yeah, you see, actually, the first thing I want to bring up, possibly, is that your guards were not too kind to us.
Well,
that's, not very nice of you, because they are good men in my company.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we're trying to be good men in our own.
Do you have any reason to stick around here?
Well, actually,
Yes, we are looking for a thing.
I'm mostly looking for finding out who ransacked this village. Maybe you would know.
Okay, two things. Have you seen a wizard?
He does Llewellyn look anything like a wizard?
Well, I believe I have the standard elementalist trappings, which include the robe and a rod,
So
and
he
then
just he
probably
just
still.
points at Llewellyn then.
Besides LLN?
No. But what does it
Hmm.
matter?
Well,
Some.
we
Some.
have reason to believe that one of them might have cooperated with some
Whatever.
form of bandit group.
Or
And so
whoever.
you're going to be the brave adventurers that are going to stop him?
Well, stop him now, but we can at
Why
least
not?
find out first and then tell some contingent of soldiers that would actually go do the stopping.
Hmm.
I mean,
I
seems
I could
like most
probably
people
stop
are
him.
afraid to come here, so I guess we are brave adventurers in the sense that we dared to come here at all. Although, well, you have done so as well. I salute you on that. Well done.
So yeah, kind of looking for the person responsible for this and a what you call it, a trinket.
Lots of trinkets. What trinket do you want?
Uh, uh Leopold kind of retrieve a piece of paper from somewhere. Silver silver necklace with the sapphire on it. Yeah,
Who asked you?
this Lord something or other.
Pamplemousse?
Yeah, Pompadour, whatever.
Typical. Initiative! He kicks the
See, I
table.
wanted to hold off with bringing tap before because I felt like mentioning that
You
would
were
time
kind
him
of told
cost.
not to mention him.
Ah, right. Well,
you, your lack of attention paying has bit you in the ass yet once more.
I guess we let Leopold roleplay himself.
It's all right. The closest threat in Leopold's case, I think, is more than because I. No, wait, no. Okay,
3 paces by closest, I
no,
believe.
5. So that is a 3. He must beat. That's a 6. So let's take a look. See, 2, 6. I need to go to 115 maybe.
Well, he rolled a 4 and a 3, so that's pretty
So most
good.
people will roll a 3, and I don't think anyone rolls a 2. So it's all against 3.
Okay, so I guess we should roll our initiatives as well.
Go nuts.
oh, I think I got 2 successes then.
Okay.
Speed
Oh,
and
wait, no,
mind.
he rolls 2d6.
Oh, that's pretty awful.
Oh, double
Oh my
sixes.
goodness.
6
Oh
and 6, baby.
goodness. Ooh.
Box curse on Holly.
Boxcars and Holly. Okay, let me take a look. Llewellyn is ready. Holly is focused and ready. And Leopold is just ready.
Huzzah.
Yeah,
But
okay, so
the brawler guy. I need to look up what happens if you miss. Okay, he didn't botch. Okay, he begins the battle with no special status. So he's gonna have to put up his dukes first, so to speak. He's kind of surprised when his boss just kicks the table over.
I mean, if he kicks the table over from the direction he's in, the table would hit the brawler.
So the guy with focus takes quite a flurry of actions because one, he readies a he readies a crossbow
Uh-oh.
and takes aim. This is going to be one heck of a thing. I need to figure out how to do this. Okay, so he's going to take a penalty on this, I think. So, Leopold, what defensive action? I think you can only dodge to this. So you're going to have to roll me dodge. 2d8.
Okay.
You get a bonus d8 because he is attacking from a. Or is it a d6? I think it's a d8 at this distance. Yeah, it's. This is
Okay,
annoying because
dodge.
this is under spot rolls.
So okay, dodge. Guessing at speed.
Dodge is speed and dodge. Where is this all located?
And do I put in a difficulty number of some sort?
A what number?
Difficulty number?
I'll tell you what the difficulty number is when I roll this, but I need to figure out what. Okay, just shorts another d. So you get a bonus d8 on this as well. You get. Oh wow. Yeah. That the distance actually gave you enough to dodge this, so you don't even have to roll for this.
Okay then.
The distance bonus meant that he just. I mean, he kicked over a table. What do you want? Okay, so that's his. Okay, so he's taken out a crossbow, fired it, dropped it. Then what is he going to do? He's going to draw his weapon, because he still technically has the ready action. He will stride towards the back of the table and takes the guard action and sort of waits you out.
Okay.
Okay, so
Then his boy goes is like, what? and dives on behind the table with him. And he takes out a dagger, which he has strapped to a bandolier.
okay, so
It's your guys' turn. Decide what you do.
do I get to demoralize them with some skill? Like, can I use presence or something to?
You can use the scare stunt, but that's a stunt, so you will be sent reeling afterwards. But since you are focused, you can take the stunt and then use your focus to recover from reeling.
Oh, I'm focused. I thought it was Holly that was focused.
Oh, Holly, I keep getting you guys mixed up. I don't know why, but
Well, one is a bat, the other is a squirrel.
my brain does not want to affix Holly to something that isn't a squirrel. You are breaking the natural order. Anyway, you can decide who goes first and what they do.
Well, I guess I would like to scare them first.
Boo!
No, I mean, not boo, more like. So, your two guards that I said treated us rudely, where one of them has a hole in his neck and the other one is tied and gagged.
Okay.
So,
range penalties
you wanna
are pretty
end up
high.
the same way, or would you like to just stand down?
Roll me body will presence versus their body will presence, plus a bonus d8 because they were at range.
Oh, so
That would be d6. They got.
2d6
Wait,
is
who are you targeting?
2d8.
Because scare is a targeted thing.
Probably Sir Wills.
Okay, Sir Wilson. Okay, so he gets this.
Mm.
I need to go back to his page and see if he gets anything special against. Nope, he does not get anything special against this.
Oh, well,
It doesn't
there goes
really
his
clear that.
Sir title. So 2d6 is 2d8s, I guess.
Oh, you might actually make this.
I might actually make this.
Okay. Wait. They
I
get to roll
mean-
one more d8. Okay. So what?
I mean, if I roll the dice, I guess. Highest is a6, I guess.
Whoa! You roll a lot of dice there.
I mean, body, mind, presence, and bonus d8, right?
It's body will presence.
Oh, well,
It doesn't matter. None of these dice beat him anyway. He's a firm, tough boy. Mostly because you're like so far away, you're very small to his eyes. Even though
people
you have
keep
a body
saying
shield,
that for some reason.
the range penalty is
You're
pretty
a-
harsh. Like, or was
You're
it?
a-
Okay, I need to verify this. This just feels really funky. Or was
So, yeah, you're a squirrel shouting at the armored deer.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm now reeling. Let me mark it
reeling.
off on my...
I'll glue
Oh.
something on you. Push. I don't think that negates the range penalty either, which is the hilarious part. Which means it's just a mess trying to hit you. Who goes next?
He would let Leopold do it, but
Okay. So, do I go now or
Sure.
not?
Because the only
Oh,
person who can go
okay.
is Holly.
Right. So, Leopold just had a crossbow bolt whiz past his head.
Clanked off the wall next to you.
Well, that's a reaction. Wait. Can I charge from here? Just...
Technically, yes, because the table does not occupy this top space completely, so you can just whoop over there, over to this space, and make it.
Okay. Let me check what it said. Charge. No further than 12 paces away from me. A straight line. Okay.
You must roll your sprint.
Yep.
And you
And
must
that's
roll,
a
I
one.
think, how much you have to roll? 4.
Nope.
Oh my goodness,
So I
you don't
move.
make it. Do you
I-
continue after this, or do you just move that distance?
Oh,
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, if you fail to reach your 4, you stop right there and you're... Okay, so that was your action.
Yep. I charge forward.
I'm here now. Look at me.
I guess I keep my shield up just in case he either then decides to throw or shoot at me.
Okay.
So my
You are on
second action
guard.
is to guard. Yeah.
Bonus d12 on all your defenses.
Yep.
Holly, this is all unfolding in front of you.
Yeah, things went poorly real quick.
Mm.
I think I'll. Do I take some kind of range penalty if I throw something from here?
You take the D8 from range, and you also take an extra penalty because they're in cover.
Yeah, I was thinking that. What's a table made out of?
The table's made out of wood. It's not particularly strong. This is like a standard dinner table, so...
Can I use Junk Expert to get a torch, light it, and throw it at the table?
That would be your whole action. That would be your whole turn, I'd say.
That's my turn then. Gotta flush them out.
When in doubt, set the whole building on fire.
That's a.
isn't it made of stone?
It's a
The
stone
building is
fort.
made of stone, but there are like wooden components enough that there would be some smoke.
Whatever,
Yeah,
I
well,
can put it out afterwards.
They're
we'll
also
just-
like in a corner. So
We'll just create water later.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, I can get water with Junk Expert. I'm good.
You can pull out endless buckets of water.
Yeah.
why do you keep it? Actually, why buy to ask?
Oh, wait. Is a range penalty the same as a consumer penalty is a question I must ask. Well, he is kind of big, so... I'm gonna make this needlessly complicated.
Hooray!
Well, technically speaking, since you're just throwing at the table, you're not like aiming at him. So go ahead and roll me, and I'll roll a spark dice to see what happens.
Throw.
Okay, skills throwing.
You roll me your
There we are.
throwing dice.
Would it be body or
The fun thing about throwing is that it's always body and speed.
okay, body. Speed. Difficulty number
3. It's an average throw.
3. All right.
Ooh.
2.
Well, the torch clatters against the table. And it manages to catch fire.
Hooray!
There's like
Awesome.
there's a spot of oil that catches onto the table, and then fire begins to consume it. So, since that is your turn, the bad guys are up, and you notice almost instantly that our good old heroic friend sort of goes, fire. Okay, what's this?
Also, the guy I mentioned had a hole in his neck. Well, You do not want to anger my Betty friend here.
I'm good at throwing things.
I swear. Well, this guy sprints all the way over here as a sprint action.
Oh.
But before that, he's going to make a throwing at good old Leopold, but he's not good at throwing at all. That's not his forte. Give me a dodge, Leopold, plus your dodge dice. And if you have a shield, don't forget to include that one.
I mean, he's guarding, right?
He's guarding, so he gets a D8, and he probably has a shield, so that's another D8. No, he got
I
a
mean,
D12
isn't
from guarding,
he?
'cause he's
Yeah,
veteran.
he's a veteran.
Okay. This is really kind of annoying to.
This system is really good if you just have dice. It doesn't work well in digital environments.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why instead of like doing the pre-prepared rolls, I would prefer to just use the separate dice from the roller.
Okay. So for the dodging, I add my dodging
Your
and
speed.
speed. So that's a D6. 1d6. 2d8 plus my shield, which will be a D12.
Your shield is a D8 unless you have something that boosts it.
So you get a D8
Veteran?
and D12 from Guardian and your body and speed or whatever, and
Well, my veteran improves guard to D12.
That doesn't
yeah, but
affect
shield.
your shield is a different dice, so that doesn't count.
Yeah,
Oh,
you get two different dice from that. You get the shield and you get the guard and you get the standard roll. So
Yep.
that's like 4 dice you're throwing this.
Who knew a shield was so useful?
Okay, so I add my speed, my dodge thing, which is 2d8, 1d8 for my shield, and 1d12 for guarding.
Oh, wow, you get a 2d8 from dodge.
Sure that there's some dice.
Whoa. Yeah, that dagger just clanks off the shield and hits him on the head when he stops moving right next to you.
Good one.
However, now you get to do the slightly less pleasant actions of a guy who can actually fight and doesn't decide to throw knives because he's up for it. Does he have anything that can help with this? He doesn't even have focus, so that sucks. What gifts does he have? Well, no, he doesn't have anything with that, so he's just going to take a stride in forward. And he takes a focus turn, so he has focus now.
Ooh.
What up next,
Also,
boyos?
Oh,
Who goes first? Alalan?
yeah, I guess.
First action is to recover from your reeling.
Right, and then the second one will be to like prepare my move earth, I guess.
There is no earth in this room you could reasonably move.
Okay, let me just pull up the actual
So, the thing about the earth is that it has the descriptor environmental, which means that the environment must provide certain materials for the spell to function.
yeah, okay. Like,
you can still create earth.
Yeah, I know, but
it doesn't feel the same. You want to move the rocks in the walls?
No, I'm just pretty sure like it was stated even in the book itself that I could use Move Earth to like fling tables and stuff.
Well, there's fling items off tables at the though. Anything solid must have some earth in it. So, if there was like a shoe with some mud on it.
I think that's more about the concept of moving air, but whatever. Sure. What do you want to do then?
Okay.
Oh.
You know what? Moving air sounds fun. Actually, let me just.
These monsters
air would be your speed dice plus your weather sense dice.
Yeah, I'm decent at that. Where, on what page did you find that quote, Belmore?
Hmm?
The one that you read.
I was just
That you can move tables?
well, it was move earth. Anything solid must have some earth
Yeah.
in
What
it.
page is that on?
100?
Oh, 100 even. Okay.
Flinging items off tables at a foe can be very distracting.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well then you could theoretically move the table. I didn't think it would be that broad of a statement.
No, it's
Yeah. Well, okay. I am just going to move there instead.
I like how water affects glass, which is not true. That is
Yeah, but
shitty glass making.
like it's not true in the real world, but okay, no. Honestly, I want to move Earth just because he kicked down this table, so now we want this table to kick him down just for fun.
Okay.
slowly.
Isn't that the table that's on fire?
Yes, it is the table.
That's even better then. Actually, aren't there 2 tables?
Yes.
Maybe I'll just use the other one. What
There's a guy
doesn't
standing
matter.
on it, so go nuts.
Yeah, that's the point. I can just make the table back him off.
Okay.
Who does he think he is?
Roll
Okay,
me your
well,
move Earth dice, please.
but do I get to roll them like I
Oh, no,
spend one
you still have
action?
to ready your spell, yes.
Yeah, so one action to stop reeling, second action to
Ready.
ready my spell, and that's my turn, right?
Yes.
So next turn I can toss tables.
Who goes
Great.
next? Is it our good old friend with the focus turn? Or is it the big man?
Yeah, maybe I'll just let Holly move first to.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to stride over here, get a
Ooh.
little closer, and then throw a knife at Punchy Man.
Ooh. Where did you get this knife from?
One of my daggers.
Yeah, but where did you get it from? Do you have it ready?
Oh. Probably not.
You can spend
In
your
that
focus
case-
to do the whole thing, so.
Yeah, then I'll spend the focus.
You
Bugger it.
spend your
That was my-
focus.
Sure.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Then roll me your attack.
I just did.
Let's take a look. See.
It's
A
E4.
A4. Well, ain't that exciting?
It's not really.
What a flunk! You actually hit him.
Oh,
I need to
man.
check.
Wow, this guy's terrible.
maybe I'm just really good.
Well, he's standing on a table that's about to get flipped, so you can't blame him. Okay, he is hurt. He does take that status effect. But following that, oh, he's also sent reeling because that's what happens when you get hit by something. but the dagger sort of sits in his arm at this point. Dagger's just getting tossed around like crazy around here.
That's what I do.
Well, see who's the better dagger tosser here.
Leo balls.
So you gotta use the wrist. Flick with the wrist.
What
Like
does
yelling
Leo balls
advice
mean?
to him.
Yes, you're doing this.
Okay. Well, well, the punchy lizard is being dealt with, so I'm going after Sir William. Is he stand behind the burning table right now?
He's standing behind it, but it shouldn't affect your ability to hit him.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'll attack him. Just start dueling him with my sword. Um,
Does he get to use his tactic dice on this? Is a question.
am I being flanked?
That's a good question. I say no, since they're just standing beside you.
Okay. Guess I'm just 3, 4, 4, and a 3.
What are his defenses again? Let's see what's it going to do. Is it going to counter or parry? Ooh. He's just gonna go for a good old-fashioned parry. Because he is lining himself up for one heck of an attack. There it is. Well, only just manages to hold your blow back. But I think he does have to retreat in order for this to, like, work. So he just takes a step back.
Ooh.
What else do you do?
You
You can push the retreat, by the way, which means moving in with him.
I'm kind of glancing back, seeing Ellie starting to do something over there. I'm going to also jump back. Yeah. I can also do that.
Oh.
I guess.
I too can move
Strategies.
backwards. Amazing.
I see you went to the same school of combat as me.
Yeah, but the difference is Leopold can actually use this to make you charge next turn.
What's this guy gonna do? I think he's gonna have to roll his sprint dice to go anywhere interesting. Oh, cool. Oh, wait, I forget. When you roll sprint, you can always move up to your stride extra, so he's gonna go up the holly.
Oh no.
But that's his turn, though. Let's see. What is good old-fashioned Big Man McGee gonna do? Well, he's gonna roll his sprint dice too. Oh, that's not good. So I'm going to need to look up the rules on crashing for this one. And see what happens if he dashes straight into you.
Ooh.
Where are the crash rules? If you're denied a sprint, you will crash. It doesn't mention what happens if you crash into someone. So
it just runs straight at me.
oh my goodness. He bumps straight into you. We're just gonna say that you both essentially share the same damage in this. So Leopold, please roll me your soak dice.
Soak dice. Great, there's no button for that.
Oh man, he gets a lot.
Well, 4 and a 5.
Let's take a look. See. Oh. So he bumps into you. He loses his focus, which is because he has to recover from reeling. But he is hurt now, and he sort of stumbles backwards, holding his head as he just cramps into you. As for you, you take no damage, but you are sent reeling.
Great plan.
So he just ran straight into you like a dingus.
Really? That's all he did.
That's all he was able to do. Although he does take his focus to put up his guard. Because I remember that actually reeling's only one. There we go. Where is this thing I'm looking for? There it is. There's the next one.
Confused.
It's you guys' turn again.
Oh no, not us.
Who goes first? Shall we say that the one who's going to fling a table goes first?
Yeah, you wanna see that resolve first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, well, then what do you roll? What do you roll?
Your regular, well, I think creator and mover both technically use the same dice. So roll that. D8, D4, and D6. Move Earth. Let's see. That is one success. What do they have to roll against you? I think it's speed and dodge. Who do you target with this, by the way?
Sir Wilson.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's surprising. He does get hit with a flaming table. Yeah, he does.
Why did?
Yeah, okay.
Did he he rolled low on his guard? I'm guessing.
No, he doesn't get to guard. This is a resist roll, so his guard does not apply.
Nice.
He just gets a table at him. Let's see what his soak dice have to say about this damage. Well, he takes no damage, but he is sent reeling, so he is open to a good hit. Because don't forget, people that are reeling take a penalty D8 to everything.
Well,
Guess what? The
You're
system
up,
really likes
Leopold.
people ganging up.
I made you an opening.
There is an opening.
Oh,
Who goes next, Holly or Leopold?
Leopold, of course.
Leopold, what do you do against this man standing in front of you? He looks dazed. His guard isn't quite as good.
okay. So first he just runs.
First, you should
me.
probably stop reeling yourself.
Yeah, I'm going to recenter myself. Kind of recoil from that moron just kind of running at me, and then being smacked with a burning table. And it's a weird day. And yeah, just gonna try just smacking it with a sword.
Ooh, you got a good chance on this one.
Weird day.
Don't forget you get a bonus D8 on this.
Right.
So that is a D10, D8, 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 D8.
Jesus.
You have a pretty good chance of getting an 8.
Yep.
Mm,
I mean, if you get an 8, he's going to be knocked on his ass. He's knocked
There
on his
we
ass.
go.
There we go.
So, because he is reeling and he is hit again, he is knocked down. Where's
Okay, good.
Ugh,
And
how much damage are we looking at? I think 3?
well, it's how many. Isn't how many successes I have plus 2 from my sword?
Yes, so that would be 3.
Okay.
3. So here's the resist against 3, which he isn't good at given the circumstances. Let's see. Oh, 3 plus minus 1 plus 2. Okay, so he's takes C damage. He is now also injured and afraid.
Good. That's enough.
Just
He's also on his ass, so he's in a very,
Yeah.
very bad place.
I just smack him down and then surrender.
Yeah. Now you can, just grab his neck with your clawy paw and tell him that he will squeeze if he doesn't stop struggling.
What
Well,
does happen if someone is knocked down? Exactly.
Uh,
Oh no. Another bonus D8 to be attacked.
well, that's painful.
Yeah,
Also,
I'm
he
a
cannot
lion
retreat, so
attacking
impaling
you.
weapons are horribly effective. So he's on the ground, and at that point, it is Holly's turn. Holly, what do you decide to do, seeing this unfold in front of your eyes?
Is it possible for me to negotiate with Sir Wilson to try to get him to stop the attack?
You can try to reason.
I mean, since he's scared and on his ass, we've
Yep.
clearly got the advantage.
Yeah, I'm just pondering what to do with this punchy guy in front of you. Does
Roll
he
me
want
mind
something?
and negotiation on this.
Alright, negotiation, mind.
Oh, he doesn't roll anything particularly good on this, so that's nice. Well, your
Difficulty?
difficulty 4. Just type in 4.
Okay, 4.
Nice.
Despite rolling 2d8, he rolled only a 3. So, yes, you... Seeing the situation, with the fact that he just got hit by a freaking table and knocked on his ass, he waves his hand at this other guy who's like, oh man, I was about to punch this guy.
He was really excited for that punch.
Like, he wasn't paying attention. Like, he didn't even notice that his boss got hit with a freaking table. And he sees the splinters on the ground and is like, oh.
So, his boss is knocking his ass. He has a lion guy towering over him.
You look a lot taller people look a lot taller when you're on the ground. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
so he calls it off, but he does point at the wizard and go, put that fire out.
Oh, yeah.
You
Do
don't
we
really
get
have
to
to roll
create?
for this, you just kind of whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah, just as the combat's winding down, just okay.
Just make a little. You can make a little splash of water. You can throw the fire out the window, whatever.
Yeah, I can take the fire and tell it to just move off.
Well, technically speaking, if you remove the fire from the source of fuel, it would instantly stop to exist.
Yeah, or I could move the air to just kinda.
Yeah, move air and it just chokes. There's many
Yeah.
ways to put out a
So-
fire if you can do magic.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, well. Guess I want to do the one with the air, I guess. I
So-
mean, that doesn't matter. The fire's put out.
The man grunting on the ground sort of looks at you. Surprised he hired someone competent for once.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
best money can buy.
He reaches.
I'm a mailman.
He reaches into like a small thing he has off to his side, and tosses you a small hanger with the thing on it. The silver necklace with the little
Heck yeah. We did it.
sapphire on it. You have it now.
Yay. Okay,
So
so
we can just kind of look. You shoot first. We just defended ourselves. Didn't have to come to this.
what's your beef with this Lord Pompadour?
He's the kind of noble that doesn't deserve to be a noble.
Hmm.
The man is an incompetent oaf and a coward at it.
Yeah, well, he does
I mean-
have money.
This place wasn't built all that shoddily, honestly.
Yeah, like, other than the building that you decided to take down. The majority of the buildings weren't exactly built too bad either. But there's no reason you should give him credit for it. Like, this isn't a place where the city does construction or anything.
Yeah, like that's my point. Like he.
To be fair, this isn't something he built himself.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's a noble. He doesn't do things himself. He hires people to do it for him, and he could at least hire decent enough builders. Which
I wouldn't be surprised if Pompadour is behind this in some capacity, considering everything that's happened.
hold on. So he would be behind raising his own village.
I wouldn't put it past him.
You know, interesting angle. We could talk about this. We don't have to just go there and with our tails down and tell him that we got his charm back.
It's good luck charm.
Yeah. Like, from what I know, there was another elementalist who actually managed to imprison an elemental. That means much to you, but I know as much because I talked to it.
Yeah.
And it seems like, I mean, I don't imagine that it would be good for the Lord himself to just kind of turn his own village into this spooky ruin. What
Yeah.
use is that?
Well, I don't have any proof.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what he's saying makes a bit of sense. I mean, why would he send us to go recover just a regular old good luck charm from a big ruin like this? There's got to be something more to this thing.
Well, there are 2 points to this which you would already know. The first one is that he's a coward. Like, he doesn't have his personal men around him, so he has to hire someone else to do it. And the second is that this place is empty and a ghost town, so people think it's haunted. You know?
Yeah, like, you said it yourself, it's a ghost town. Why would, like... I am curious enough to try
There's
to
a reason
find...
he hired a mailman.
Oh, come on.
a mailman with a real good...
Throwing arm.
Yes.
Saw me playing darts at an inn or something and went, wow, I've got to hire her.
You must be one heck of an adventurer.
Well, you know what they say about mailmen. Neither rain nor snow nor gloom of net.
Rain or shine. The mail will be on
Yeah.
time.
Like, you think she hasn't dealt with bandits on the way, probably looking to nab her parcels?
Or nab people's grandma money.
Well, money or valuables, mailmen are takes
They're
it takes
important
being
parts of
able
our
to defend
community.
oneself
Yep.
to become a mailman.
Yes.
Anyway,
Okay.
our original task as assigned by Pomplamoose is technically done. Now we only have to deliver. But there's
Yep.
more to this than just this little delivery job. There's the who the hell did this part.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And you raise an interesting point, Sir Wilson, about how it could be himself that ordered this.
Kinda.
I can't
Okay.
for the life of me imagine why would he raise his own castle and leave it. Well, his own keep, I guess. It's not much of a castle, but still.
I guess you already ransacked his private quarters here.
Nah. There should be a few rooms I haven't checked yet.
Hmm.
I was
Anyway,
hoping to find him somewhere.
well, he ain't here. I mean, if you want to meet him, that's very much doable.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We can.
And, like, eh, and I'm not one to refuse help if you want to also find out who ordered this place to be. I mean, have you seen the pile of corpses in the village square?
Yes, I have.
Exactly. I say we owe it to them to investigate.
All right.
So you can be with us, or you can, I guess, just scurry off.
Take me to Sir Pomplamoose.
Right.
Sure. Oh yeah, I'll toss the necklace to Elili. Can you check whether this thing is actually magical or something?
Oh yeah, like, do I know any detection spells? I know how to toss elements
Well-
around, but I don't know about this thaumaturgy
Well,
that other.
magic is the most spells that are in the book are combat spells because that's what it's trying to organize. Technically speaking, you can try to orchestrate any effect you want, but particularly detecting magic is just a supernatural rule. Everyone has a sort of supernatural sense.
Okay, well, I can roll it. I have a
I would
carrier dice in that.
actually have to see exactly which trait is invoked in this, but I'd imagine it'll be will or mind.
Sorry, my connection broke. What did this? Can you
It
say
is
that
roll
again?
me will or mind with supernatural. In your case, they're the same, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Versus a
3, just 4, just type 4. Unless I specify otherwise, it's usually just 4 and up.
okay.
Well,
Well, if it is magical, it's a really subtle effect. But there's still something you can't quite put your finger on. You can see why someone would think it was a good luck charm, with the energies resonating.
hmm,
Well, I couldn't tell you.
okay.
You want to hold on to it, Holly? You are the best at keeping things and delivering them, given how you are a male mental.
A mailman
got it.
elemental.
Now put it in my
Uh,
mailbag.
Wait. So, can anyone try to detect magic?
Technically, I guess if you have
Do you have ranks in Supernatural?
You can specify that your favorite use for supernatural is detecting magic or doing magic.
Then you can reroll once.
I mean, it will allow you, but it is just a mental check.
Okay. Well, I have no ranks in supernatural or any dice really.
Roll me will.
So, will as I just lick the necklace.
I don't know if he'll appreciate that, but sure.
Mm,
Nope.
Tastes like magic.
Ooh, biscotti.
Nope, doesn't taste like cinnamon.
Nope.
It tastes like silver, so you can feel your tongue being clean.
Eh,
I mean, the amulet does look a bit like it could use a polish. It is silver. It is rust.
It tarnishes.
It tarnishes.
Nope.
It's also in a
Yeah,
bag,
okay.
so it's kind of rude that you stick your head in that.
Ah,
He's a
Hey,
cat.
Hey, out, like a spray bottle out of there.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Can't taste any magic on it.
Well,
Yeah.
he does reveal that he hasn't like fully taken everything because he didn't come here to ransack the place. He mostly came to find stuff on the guy, and happens to know about the lock charm. So
Yeah.
Oh, well, then we can ransack this place. Huzzah! What's in this?
Seriously?
Well,
The guy
I'm
still
nervous.
owns the place.
well,
but no
That's-
one will ever know is the mindset he's going with. I imagine.
yes.
Possession
Those
is
two guys
10.
are right there.
Possession
That's
is
the-
9/10, right? Right now he isn't here and you are, but that doesn't
What
mean
is 9/10?
possession.
Oh,
Like the disembodied boy said, no one shall ever know.
okay. Room number 14 is, it's not a big room, but it's the fanciest room you could imagine considering the size of this whole place. It's got a nice bed in the corner. It's the kind of bed you just want to sit on just seeing it. There's a dresser, all kinds of notary papers. Above it is a silvered a sword of sorts. And perhaps the part that catches your eye the most is that there's someone who stands next to the desk and is bent over and is basically desiccated to the point of being a mummy and has their arms
Ugh.
around a small box.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Indeed.
Okay, I hear the noise of.
So,
Oh,
We'll
hey,
also-
papers.
He's peeking
You know
into
what?
the door.
I can actually read.
there's a mummy.
Yeah,
Behold.
yeah. Pull water out of a person, this happens. Nasty elementals do this.
You've seen
Oh,
one
I
mummy,
wouldn't.
you've seen them all.
Yeah. Like,
Use your spray.
You-
Use your spray bottle.
you can't imagine what it was like at school.
God damn. Just desiccated bodies everywhere.
Not everywhere. More like it happened once or twice, and the person who did it was,
Exciting.
well,
Hopefully expelled.
yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Expelled out the window.
Punished. I'm not going into details. Anyway, there are papers here, and I guess I can just give them a cursory look.
Well, I guess I'll pry the corpse's hands off the box.
You are pretty sure that you will destroy this body trying to do so.
Eh, well,
Like, just trying to pry it, you hear sickening cracks of the bones inside.
oh, does the body look at all like Pompadour? Or Pompamoose?
It's a mummy. It's hard to
What?
tell.
Well, like,
Given by
Like,
its,
it's the same species?
I mean, if you kind of
Well,
tilt your
different species.
head and squint your eyes, similarities
And
exist. Could be a
what
relative,
kind
could
of
be
fan-
him.
What kind of animal is Pamplemousse anyway?
Pamplemousse was a lion, species-wise.
And this mummy does look
Could
like
be a
a
lion.
lion.
Like, it's close enough, but the desiccation is very severe.
Okay, does it have ears like a lion?
It's kind of like a cat-ish skeleton
You look at them
covered
and
in
kind of
flesh.
try to move these extremely. It's kind of like leaves at this point. Maybe. Yeah. You could say with a little bit more confidence that it could be a relative, but him
kind of
specifically is
been
hard to guess.
Kind of been thinking
What's
that
it wearing?
Pompomoose was a moose of this entire time, but eh.
Do you remove the box from his arms?
Yes. I'll take the books. Seems important. Will
You
be
I
valuable.
mean,
Whoop.
if we bury him, it doesn't matter if his hands are attached.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, you take you kind of ratchet at him and take the box out of his arms.
Yep. Sorry.
So what's the mummy wearing again?
The mummy is wearing some decent-looking clothes, at the very least. There's a half-strapped-in breastplate on him.
Ooh.
He looks almost ready for combat. If you squint your eyes, tilt your head.
Well, then I wouldn't imagine it's Pomplamoose, given how the guy probably wouldn't
I was just.
do any actual combat on his own.
Nah, wearing a breastplate still helps if you're running away from someone.
Not really, it weighs you down.
It depends on how you want to run away. However, you have the box in your hands. It's not locked.
Okay. What's in the box?
You open the box. Inside are some cheap pieces of jewelry, which are still pretty valuable, all things considered. And around
Cool.
12 denarii. So, hey, money.
Cash
Cool.
money.
Nice. Box of jewelry and cash.
Okay, can I look through any of these papers to see if they are all bills or...
The paperwork is the usual stuff you'd imagine. It's like administration for taxation, payments that have to be made to individuals. Sometimes it's like training regimes and all.
Okay, so 2 glances in, no like personal letters or anything with a plot, just
There is,
documents.
you can track through his drawers, but he doesn't keep those on his desk, I imagine. You do notice that one of the drawers is like half opened, and a secret compartment has already been ratcheted out, which is probably where the charm came from, if you'd had to guess.
Right,
Because it
How are
has
we
a little,
supposed to find
little
it if it
pillow
was
in
in
it.
there?
nice.
What did you say, Holly?
How are we supposed to find it if it was in there?
That's I mean, it's not like a super hidden compartment. It's like just one of the drawers, and you see that there's a wooden paneling that slides in, but it's slightly off texture. So, if you knew where to look, that this was his room, you could tip the room over and eventually stumble on it. Who knows? Maybe he
Right.
just thinks that you're very good with your eyes.
Hmm. That has some doubts about I employ you.
That's rude.
Hmm. Oh well.
You got some jewelry.
Yeah.
Right.
Jewelry and some gold hard cash.
Yep. There's still.
Right,
If you want
so
to take it apart, you can take the bed apart, or the silver sword in the wall, or take his fancy inkwell.
Okay.
Plenty
Silver
of-
sword.
So
I'm gonna take that inkwell.
you now have writing tools, very fine ones at that. Like these are quite modern looking pen tips, comparable to our modern like fill tips. You know, I don't know what to call them. I know they're called fill pens, but I don't know what they're called in English. They're very modern pens, but the silvered sword is just your average longsword, but it has a silvered edge to it. If you ever fight
Nice.
werewolves, which wouldn't make a lot of sense in the setting, you want one of these.
It's a wolf that's a werewolf, so it turns into a double wolf.
It grows 2 ears and 2 tails. I need double ear scratches.
Okay, so looking through the drawers, anything else that's written down?
You find a few like personal letters to friends and family and all that. More administration. The ledgers go back a while. This guy kept a really tight ship on what his administration had to be. So even if he's a coward, he does write a good ledger.
Well, that doesn't make him too bad of a noble, honestly.
Yeah, probably more the desk clerk kind of guy. There are a couple of like You do notice like there's the lowest drawer that's like the furthest away, the least likely for some cleaner to find. There are like some books on the occult, you know, like you'd imagine as like a hobbyist occultist, like spooky circles you can draw.
Hmm.
Well, we didn't see any of them drawn around here, but it would make
There,
a little bit of sense.
there's like a bag of salt and like some chalk with it, so
Yeah,
Nice.
well,
he might want those back
uh,
too. Who knows? Maybe we get a bonus. Continue
I
drawing
mean,
circles.
if we came here and then we proceed to come back and to tell the tale, then he might be just told. He might just decide to come back himself and pick up whatever he wants.
Okay, that's fair enough. You've proven this place is not as haunted as it first appeared.
Yeah, and besides, if he's into occult, I mean, you've seen how desensitized I am when it comes to all this weird stuff that's happened, what with the elemental and stuff. If he has read these books, maybe he won't care as much about haunted.
well,
Oh, cool, a ghost.
if he is Pompadour and not actually this guy.
I mean, the guy, like, didn't the guy that sent us here exist outside of here so that he could actually find us to hire us?
Well, I'm just saying that maybe the guy who hired us isn't who he's saying he is.
Oh yeah, that
Just,
would make a fair amount of sense. If
just
there's,
saying.
yeah, like, if Wilson knows Pomplamoose from before, yes, I'm guessing that could be possible, then he could recognize an imposter, possibly.
Hey, Wilson? Sir Wilson?
Yes.
You've been in this room, right?
Yes.
And seen the mummy?
He shrugs.
Hmm.
What about it?
I was just wondering if it looked familiar to you at all.
Do you know any mummies? You met a mummy before?
Hmm.
He shakes his head.
You will. Yeah. Anyway, just a lion. Okay. Possibly just a lion.
He flicks the visor of his helmet down.
Okay. And I'm guessing this is some kind of
Barracks.
barracks.
Yep.
Yeah.
There are beds like stacked up.
Okay.
There are some footlockers, but as you can imagine, considering this place was attacked, most useful things are gone. It's all personal possessions.
Hmm.
Right. In the meantime, I guess I'm skimming through the letters so that I can decide that there isn't anything about him inviting a wizard over or something.
Roll me a search check. With your mind.
Nice.
Ooh, it's a D4, so you're not going to botch this and accidentally find your own butt.
Oh, when did that get there?
I found a clue!
Everyone,
Nice.
come look!
So,
Nice.
as you look around the room, you find, like, off to the side of the desk, like, in the corners, like a small heap of ash. But it's all, like, paper ash with, like, small things sticking out. It's possible
No.
he may have destroyed letters.
No.
I mean, it kind of makes sense for
Well.
the time.
That's horrible. Who would do that?
You do,
The
however,
letters.
find, like, letters to friends and family, some of which discuss, like, a very interesting rituals that can be performed.
Hmm.
You also happen to catch that he relatively recently, compared to like a noble who's probably been like in charge for a couple of years, this is like the last year or so, he only then mentions his good luck charm. And like I was super proud of it.
Oh.
Now it wards ghosts and all kinds of cool stuff and all.
Hey.
Huh.
It mentions specifically that he got it from someone who was traveling the roads and selling all kinds of interesting trinkets and tokens. Ooh.
Well, if this place is haunted, it probably doesn't do a very good job of warding off ghosts.
Who knows? Maybe it wards off all ghosts, but it attracts one.
Yeah, the one that banned the elemental, maybe?
Who
Or
knows?
maybe that would be a separate person. Well, at any rate, if we have the charm now and not whoever sent us,
Then technically it's quest complete.
then technically it could attract a ghost to us
You want to attract
in
a ghost.
time.
As a word of caution, as a person who knows what ghosts are, you do know that you don't destroy ghosts. That's very difficult.
Can you
Yeah.
smooch them?
Of course,
Unfortunately, they're very chilly. Although I think ghosts can't really hurt people either.
Yeah, well, I can make fire. Chili isn't the problem.
Okay, so let me tell you exactly what you know about ghosts. Ghosts, generally speaking, try to scare people, but they can't really. There's very limited connection. They mostly just make your life shit. There are a few ghosts that will hurt you or can kill you, but most ghosts just kind of are lingering negative emotions and all that garbage.
Yeah, linger negative emotions.
So if you want to
had
try
that.
to find a ghost, if there is one, and get rid of it, if there is one.
Not really. I'm just wondering if now that we have the charm, it will follow us around. Like, if it will try to.
Only one way to find out. Let's go. See where the spook.
Alright, how about we end it here then?
Yeah.
With the gang going back off. But this was technically supposed to be a one-off, and this is technically where the one-off should end. But that puts us in front of options.
Options.
Kowalski specifically is going to provide said options. The options are, we can continue this next time, if you want to continue, if you think the system is fun and this adventure is fun. If not, or we can start either with a new party, because you think, hey, I know a little bit more about the system, I think I can make a better character that's a little bit more suited for what I want to do. Or we can take a new system and do something else entirely. Something like D&D or Pathfinder. You know, something more straightforward.
Straightforward.
Well, at least easier on the dice rolls.
Well, yeah.
I had a lot of fun. I like this. This system seems neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could be curious to try out Pathfinder at some point, but honestly, this system is also cool, so if we were to switch, it would not be because of any gripes with this one.
But yes, if you want to continue doing some more Ironclaw, as I said, our options are to do a new party or make new characters that you feel work better for what you want to do, or continue this, because apparently there's more to be seen. Ooh.
Yeah, there's like a lot of intrigue left over.
There's plot.
Like, who did this? Is Lord Pomplamoose really who he claims to be? What are the consequences of having this charm sold by a cursed item merchant?
Exciting.
I know.
It is.
I like Leopold enough. He's nice and straightforward.
I like Holly a lot. She's kind of an idiot.
Since we're doing all that, we're going to have to dish out experience.
Oh.
Which means I have to pull up character development and tell you all what exactly is going to happen. Okay, well, let's see. The following things happened. We've technically done a chapter, so that's an experience point. Or actually two, since it's supposed to be 90 minutes, but that's 2 experience points. We'll make it nice. Let's see. Goals, okay. Has anyone completed any of their goals?
My goal is find something hidden. And does the ash count, or do we get a group goal of having found the secret compartment that was pretty open, or I don't know.
I mean, I think that if you just put everything in a big heap, you found something hidden. In general.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the necklace was hidden in this building. We didn't know where it was.
And yeah, there's the whole possible plot thing. Well, are there goals like you get 1 XP?
Goals are you get a gift that is related to your goal. Which means I get to choose it.
Okay.
Well, my goal was do something heroic.
You didn't kill anyone and you stopped the bad guys. It's heroic enough for me.
Yeah, I negotiated at the end to tell them, hey, we're winning.
Oh yeah, that was great. Like, that's what he was trying to do all along and failed.
So I'd count that as semi-heroic because we didn't kill anybody.
Okay.
I did kind of nail that guy in the neck with a knife, but details.
I mean, I tried doing something about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
he's not dead. That's what
Yeah.
matters.
Yeah.
Well, Leopold's goals are get paid and defeat a foe in combat.
Exciting.
Well, not getting paid just yet, but
You've not officially been paid. You have taken money, but
Yeah, but
you will
I
get
had
paid soon.
yeah, like the quest is completed by any means. You deserve to be paid. That's what I want to say.
But
And you
I
did
had
knock
defeated
Wilson on his ass, so
Yep.
that counts as winning.
and the guy in the tower.
Yes.
Yeah. You beat up one person each very well. Like there were 2 encounters, and in both of them, you defeated the foe in combat. I feel like.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One more thing that I think is kind of important that you at some point should just figure out. I'm not going to be too pushy on this. Is you do have a favorite use for every skill that you have a mark in.
Oh.
Favorite use essentially allows you to, whenever you're doing your favorite thing, any ones you can reroll them, or a single one you can reroll actually.
Okay, yeah, I was kind of confused how that whole favorite thing works at all.
Sorry.
So I didn't do anything with it.
I didn't want to make things too overbearing at first.
Okay. So it's for anything that I have a mark in.
Yes,
I have
anything you have
use.
a skill mark in, you instantly get a favorite use.
Okay,
You
cool.
can spend the skill experience point to change it. Now, mottos. Do people think they have lived up to their mottos?
Well,
Mine's every little bit helps, and I took a inkwell. That's gonna help.
I think the fact that you helped someone despite the fact that the rest of the place is dead does this kind of go more that way than anything.
Yeah.
Like, you did try to look around and help despite the fact that everyone said it was empty, so hey. I think you lived up to that. So there is experience point for you. Deeds, not words. Well, were you deedly?
I've been kicking indoors.
You have
Deedly,
indeed.
deedly
Well,
do.
you've talked to a lot of people, but I think those words were in their way deeds. We'll say it like that.
I've been mostly kicking indoors and busting
Hey,
heads.
you saved the Badger Lady by moving the beam over.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you talk much then?
No, I did some sitting on a beam.
Have you?
The more I can
do for
yeah. The more I can do, the more I can do for others, and
a bit more abstract, so I'm not sure how to apply it.
And they do things for others. Saving Badger Lady was a thing.
That does technically qualify in a sense, as you used your strange powers. And you talk to an elemental without getting into a fight, which is usually how that goes.
Yeah, like, I gather ability and use my ability to the best.
Kaboom. You get a point. And finally, you're all debriefing with me, so you also get a free point. Woo!
Yay!
That puts you all at 4.
Nice.
Okay.
Hooray.
Okay. Ooh, you can instantly spend them to get 1 mark of experience if you really want. If you want 1 mark in a skill, if you want. So you can spend
Yeah.
your experience in the following way. So you all know this. It's 10 for a gift, 4 for a mark, 1 to change your favorite use.
Mm.
So you're a bit away
Okay.
from buying a gift, but you can buy a mark. If you're like, hey, this skill I like up.
Okay.
So if our mailman wants to go the way of the assassin.
Upping that throwing sure is tempting. Nah, I think I'll hang on to it. Maybe get a gift later.
I mean, you are getting a gift for doing your mission. I'll decide what it will be.
Oh man. It's like Christmas.
I think I'm going to get you something regarding... Ooh, I think I know one that will fit you just fine. I know exactly what you're getting.
I'm scared.
No, you're going to like this. It's Quick Draw.
Quick draw.
Quick Draw. Every single... There are a lot of quicks, which let you like do quick aim and quick guard. This one lets you take an extra action every turn. This does count against... You can't do the same thing twice. But you can draw a weapon once per turn for free. It doesn't count against
Oh.
your actions. You can't
Heck
draw
yeah.
another weapon that same turn, but you do get to draw a weapon, then move, then throw. Or aim and then throw. And be an asshole about it.
Oh, so basically what I did this game, except more efficient and better.
Or, if you want to, you can get Sharpshooter, which reduces your ranged penalty dice, allowing you to throw from further.
I think quick draw a better
You get Quick
option
Draw,
just for
which,
because I'm fast enough to actually get in there.
the fun thing about Quick Draw is that eventually you can get Second Throw, which lets you throw twice,
Ooh,
if you want to go that way. Quick Draw.
combo knives together.
Draw weapon. Page 77. It is non-exhaustible. Special. Fast mover. No. And now we go on to your goal is find something hidden. What would fit in well with that? Think about this a bit. Clickety clack clack, clickety clack clack. Overconfidence. I like overconfidence. It's such a stupid gift. In case you wonder what it does, it lets you give someone a bonus d12 and you take a bonus d12. And if you both have overconfidence, you must take it. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Okay.
Where is this one?
Weird. Mm.
Dachmo. Ooh. I know one that fits well. It's Knack.
Knack's back.
No, it's Knack. What Knack does? Knack for observation. What it means is you get +1 in that skill, and then once per respite, aka once per taking a break, you can reroll all of your dice and then take the second roll. So once per observation check, you get some cool stuff.
So that would be to which skill?
Exhaust.
Observation. Okay.
Give me a second. I gotta write this stuff down first, and then respite. Bada boom. And then I'll add that mark for you. You have a mark in observation now.
Nice.
So if you want to find things, you can find them better. As for Leopold, who decided to beat someone's ass, I already know what he's going to want, and I'm going to let him pick between these two. Does Leopold have strength yet?
Strength. Gift.
Yes, it's a gift.
Oh.
Yes, you do. Okay. In that case,
I-
well, you're not much of a true leader, but you are a veteran. What would fit you? You know what? I'm just gonna say you can pick any gift under veteran. Because you've gotten combat experience, you've gotten your feet wet on someone who can actually conk. Pick one.
Veteran. Let's see. I'll have bravery.
You already have bravery, yeah.
Does this do? Hang on.
I will be assigning you your next goals, by the way, so that's
Oh.
not up to you. Yes.
Nice.
You get to pick your first goal, and after that, I assign them because the plot's gotten going.
Okay. How about knockout strike?
Oh, what does it do?
Before making a brawling attack or melee attack, declare you will exhaust this gift. The damage from your attack becomes weak. If you score a hit result against target, the target also becomes asleep.
If you score afraid, they become unconscious. And
Yeah,
if you have a
knock
trunk shade
someone's
weapon,
lights out.
ooh.
Since that seems to be what we're doing.
Smacking them with the blunt side of your sword.
Pretty much. Just smack them unconscious.
That is such a thing you'd expect someone like a thief to have, if anything. Just go. No. They could take something like a sneaky fighter, and then they just take the 2d8, and then they get the extra d8 from knockout strike, and they will knock you out. Jesus, it's a lot of d8s. And they have concealment because they're attacking out of hiding. Ooh. There's a
Remember
reason.
the
that
basics of CQC.
The basics of CQC is don't get knocked out. Yay! But that'll be for next time. I'm gonna end the stream. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Bye.